What is up, everybody? I hope y'all having a great day. We have a special guest and we have some press conferences along the way. But before we get to all of that stuff, let's just get to
new seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
what is up, man. We already celebrate the win against New England, so let us move on to Denver Broncos. We're going to be moving on to the Denver Broncos, and but before we do, I have a special guest. I met her on a Twitter space, and she has a very knowledgeable background in football. She was in the military for 21 years. We'd like to thank her for her service. I'm very excited for this next guest. What's going on, Nene? Welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you, guys. I'm not feeling the best. I can't lie. I just took a COVID test because it's going around in my school, and thank God it's negative. So I just have to say that it's allergies. But thank you for the time, especially given the circumstances.
Yeah, thank you. So tell me, what happened earlier with the situation?
So it started off very small. Someone put up a video of Tua getting yelled at by Brian Flores. And there was some dialogue to it. And I was just like, why can't we let this go? The man is gone. Yeah. And somehow that came into dialogue more about Flores. And I made the comment that struck a chord. I was like, well, if we're going to get on about Brian Flores, then we need to get on Stephen Ross as well for so many reasons. Yeah. And the gentleman that started the memes, he put the first meme of my face. He took my profile picture and put a picture of Brian Flores in place of it on my head. And I asked him to please remove it. And he removed it, but he made a comment that I was full of myself. And I was like, no, you would not use my picture for this type of conversation. But that gave other people that was viewing the chat, a young lady. Yeah. So then they started taking the picture. And, it got so bad. There was one picture of me that had a monkey on my face. There was another picture of burnt toast. I guess that meant being cooked. And I just continue to state what I know as my rights. I'm currently in law school. And I know that you're not supposed to use someone's image without their consent. So I continue to just tell them, hey, can you please take it down? I didn't approve you to use my image in this matter. And they continue to go on with it. So I usually go to my dear friend Batman space. That's actually where I'm just leaving.
Yeah, Batman. But before you do, Michael K says, Dolphin fan or not, thank you for your service. Thank you, Michael K.
Oh, thank you. So I go on and I get in Batman space because, you know, they were in their concern. It was like, what's going on there? You're okay. And I made the comment that, you know, I've been through so much in my life that this wouldn't affect me. You know, I lost my mom. My mom was murdered.
Oh, man.
So the young lady took that comment and started posting it in the thread, making jokes about my mother being dead, making jokes about my military service, threatening me that they'll see me in the streets, that I was stupid, that I was the B word, whatever you want to think about it. They said it. I just continue to, because I'll be honest, I'm a Christian. One of my majors is I'm in divinity school for my master's program. I just graduated from Christian studies after retiring from the military. So I believe you don't have to speak to people in that way to get your point across. I think we can have a debate respectfully without drawing my family into this situation. And I just continue to tell them, could you just refrain from the personal attacks? And if you don't agree with me about Brian Flores, one person asked me, was I part of Black Lives Matter? And I was like, no. I just feel like in that situation, if we're talking about Tua and his confidence, well, the owner didn't believe in him neither. The owner actually was asking Watson, who was going through a sexual assault investigation, to basically take a deal out of court so he can pick him up. Everybody knows that. That's well documented. The stuff with Brady when he was on the boat trying to get them to recruit him. So I was like, if we're going to bring Brian Flores, then you have to look at other people too. I'm all about being fair. And they didn't agree with that opinion. And then it got even worse. I guess the memes was starting to spread around, and one gentleman went to my Facebook after I blocked him and wrote a very nasty message to me in my Facebook. So then that's when I took action and started blocking everybody that I thought was a part of that group. And I posted the Facebook message to my profile and said, you know, there's some real crazy people out there. So that's basically what happened. Like, I don't want to portray myself as a victim. I did ask those individuals, were they employed? What did they do for a living? Because if you're on Twitter all day fighting, I don't think you have a job. That was my one day that I don't have class. So I was able to have a conversation with them. But it was the stuff about my mother that crossed the line.
Yeah, well, that's why you rarely see me on there. You know what I mean? Because look, at the end of the day, I use football as an avenue to decompress and get away from it all. You know what I'm saying? And if I love my YouTube channel, the El Capitan and Larry K is giving me, he's a fellow attorney, by the way, Larry K. But I'm at the point where I enjoy it, but if I have to walk away from it because it's getting too toxic, I will, and just go back to playing video games on the weekend. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Sorry, pardon my French, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that at the end of the day, football it's not politics. It's not something that. It's not war. It's not gang member. We're not Bloods and Crips. Because Michael K is a Bills fan. A lot of people wanted him banned from the channel. I'm like, no, he's a football fan. We play them twice a year. You know what I mean? Why the hell am I gonna gatekeep? I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry you had to go through that, though. You know what I mean? But over here at the Fins tailgate, you don't have to worry about that. I can tell you that. I can promise you that.
Well, I just want to be clear because I don't want the story to get like misconstrued. It didn't happen in the space. It was on a Twitter thread.
For sure.
That it occurred. And to be fair, there was other people that I guess know those individuals that was trying to mitigate the situation. But I told them the truth right now, especially to that female. I'm not ready to talk because when you mentioned my mother, unfortunately in 2015, she was murdered right there in Broward County in Sunrise. It actually made the news. Some may remember it. I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina when it happened. And for 5 years, I had to travel from New Jersey, Philly, because I was a recruiter a little bit after that. So I had to travel from New Jersey to Miami. Broward County Courthouse, like 2 or 3 times a year until he finally got sentenced for the rest of his life. So that was a very painful situation for me and my family. And to have someone, use that as their platform to, because all of the other stuff didn't hurt me, to be honest with you, because people gonna talk trash. That's what they do. But when you started engaging my family and my mother, who was viciously murdered, and she was left dead for 3 days, so that was something that I actually did a video on, that and spoke to those individuals so they understood there's nothing you can say to me right now. Not that it's a threat, but there's no apology that I'm willing to hear, because that was
they crossed the line. They crossed the line pretty much.
Yeah. And from what I understand, the individual that sent the inbox, I guess Twitter has its own type of justice, and he was in another space, and there was people that wasn't even Dolphin fans that heard of this situation, and they came to I guess I don't know if he got booted, or I don't know if he left, but someone mentioned that, aren't you the guy that was sending those messages to the young lady? So, I'm very happy for the support. I just don't want to say like I'm this very squiggly little victim here. I know. I share my opinion, yes, but when you start talking about somebody's family, that's a whole nother level.
No, you listen. You come off to me as a very strong individual, and somebody that if you had to defend yourself, you will. You won't hesitate to defend yourself.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. I the whole violence thing. Like, I look at Twitter, and I'm not trying to be funny. Most of these people don't even have their real pictures up. They have names that are not them. So it's really like just keyboard talk. And I don't believe in violence, unless it's a situation where I'm being physically threatened and I'm defending myself. But just to go out there and fight over Brian Flores, and one of the things I told him is that.
Well, Nene, real quick, I just want to say, people still harbor feelings towards Philman. People still harbor feelings towards Adam Gase. I make fun of Adam Gase, obviously, but that's because of something me and Great One DeVore have. That's a long story. But there's people that still harbor feelings for old players that haven't played here for years. So it's that's pretty much par for the case, unfortunately.
And you know what? I get it. And I try to make myself a believer. Not everybody's in the same age bracket. Not everybody's the same maturity. And like me, they have a right to their opinion.
Yeah.
However, there's lines that you don't cross. And maybe because I wasn't handling it like how normally people do, cursing back and forth, they decided to try to get a reaction out of me. And the stuff with my mom really touched the nerve, and the picture with the monkey on my face. So, that could be racially undertoned as well, as a African-American woman, to put a monkey on my face. So,
by the way, Crazy Dolphin also says, thank you for your service, $10. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Is that my homie right there? Is that my girl Nene right there?
Yeah. Hello. And hello, Sam.
Damn! I wish Lewis was here to introduce, because believe it or not, we owe this to my man Lewis for setting this up, man, and I appreciate that, Lewis. Thank you.
No. Listen. Everybody in this community deserves a voice, right? And I know I'm late to the party. I'm sorry. I've been working all day. So Shake, my apologies.
That's all right.
Nene, Color, Crypto, all you guys. What I think, though, is, again, I told my story, right? I was raised by 2 beautiful women, my mother and my grandmother, right? And for a woman to get attacked, again, a woman I would consider now a friend of mine, because we host spaces every day. We do these shows almost every day. And this woman came to where we were. She wants to be a part, and I'm not saying she wasn't a part of the Dolphin community, but she started traveling around in our circles. And for this woman right here that I think is very knowledgeable about the game, very knowledgeable about our team, right? For this woman to get attacked the way she was, bro, I'll be goddamn. And Nene, you know how I talk. I'm sorry. This is just how I am. But I
I
don't rock
know.
like that. I don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted you to know. And again, I wasn't the first one. Shout out to the homie Spliff. I seen Spliff, Pretty Boy. There's a lot of people that stuck up for Nene. But I was just, for me, I knew I was gonna use my voice to stick up for Nene. Because I don't rock like that. And like I said before, Nene, and I'll say it to you now, here again with my face. Look, my face is on this. Anywhere that my name is attached, I don't give a damn where it is. The Fins Tailgate, Miami Sports Music, Twitter. I don't give a shit where it is. Nene, your voice will always be heard again through your mouth and through mine as well, Nene. So shout out to you. Appreciate you, good woman. And bro, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It is.
Yeah, and you know, I love Lewis because one thing about Lewis, we don't always have the same takes or see things the same way. But we always agree to disagree respectfully. It never gets into disrespecting family and, you know, and all of these other things. And I get it. A lot of those guys are very young. I am 40 years old. I was in the military for 21 years. So I spent most of my adulthood, you know, fighting this country, going to Iraq, you know, Korea. So I have a different way I handle things, especially when it comes to talking to other adults. I have a thing how I talk to men. Men should be respected as men, and women should be respected as women. But when you start getting into these, I notice when people don't feel they're being heard, they start screaming at you, start, you know, attacking you and starting to, you know, I don't have to do that. And that was what I was telling them. Hey, listen, if y'all do the memes for other people, that's fine. But I don't rock like that. I don't do that. Just, you know, and for the record, since it's live, I looked at it and I said, maybe I should have walked away sooner, given I saw how it was going. And then it's just a lot of other people. It wasn't just those three individuals. It was the people that was egging it on, the people like Kendall, who was sharing it on his page and getting other people to get involved. That was the kind of stuff that really ignited me, because it was starting to slow down. We were starting to move forward. And then all of a sudden, it just kept snowballing. And these are men, I will be honest, that have said in Batman's space that I get a pass, and because I'm a female, they can't see the logic like Lewis that women should be treated with a type of respect. I don't know it's because of how they were raised. I try to consider everything on how people behave. But I noticed a lot of the guys that I guess wanted to attack me in Batman space, they used that situation to kind of, oh, and it was one guy, he had put this meme of this person getting beat up, and they're like, finally they got her. Finally, she's not safe from Batman. And I was just like, this is crazy. We done went through so many different moderations. And at the end of it, I still feel the same way I do about Brian Flores. I don't think it was all his fault. I think a lot of it was, absolutely. I think he could have handled it the whole way differently. And I'm sure we don't even know if Tua and this man has talked and settled their differences, but we still got people that, you know, if you mention his name, it gets like, ah, and I'm like, well, I have an opinion to where I look at it differently. And you know what? That's okay. If I see it differently than you don't have to force me to see it the way that you do. But what you're not going to do is disrespect me. And Lewis will tell you, I've been very keen on that. We could debate, but please don't disrespect me, because I won't disrespect you. And that I for everybody keep asking me if you find, listen, the only thing that's bothering me is my allergies, apparently, because I took the COVID test and it's not COVID. My allergies and all of this schoolwork that's due. So that's the only thing that's bothering me right now. Because the Dolphins are winning, so that's not bothering me. My Hurricanes are winning, that's not bothering me. And my Miami Central Rockets are winning. So all my sports teams got the square.
Me too. My sports teams are winning.
Absolutely. See, and what I don't like, Nene, and I'm gonna be honest, is when people, because I've heard the same thing. Well, why are y'all being so nice to Nene? Why are y'all showing her a level of respect? Is it just because she's a woman? And again, let me tell the story again. The first time I met Nene, when she first came into Twitter space, the first thing out my mouth was, Nene, with all due respect, and I think there was a miscommunication, and I apologize because I didn't want you to think, Nene, that I was coming at you in a disrespectful way. But I think it needs to be known. Nene can stand on her 10 toes. She could be 10 toes down.
Yeah.
But understand, if I disagree with Nene, bro, I can go up to Nene and we can have a healthy debate where that's where it is. It's healthy. I think people think that we're treating you different, Nene, because you're a woman and we're trying to be nice to you. And Nene, and again, I'm not saying this because it's live or whatever. Nene knows this. I'll go at Nene. I ain't got no problem. We can stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we can stop talking about this conversation right now and start talking about the Miami Heat, Canes, Dolphins. If Nene comes out and says something I disagree with, I'll be the first one to be on her. But again, it's never going to get to what personal. I'm not throwing memes of this woman's face on a monkey. I'm not saying, oh, well, Nene, you don't matter because you're defending Brian Flores and Brian Flores don't give a fuck about you. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like that, bro, that's ridiculous to me. Like, again, have healthy debates. Nene knows this. I will never back down for nobody. Whether Miss Pam is in the chat. Me and Miss Pam have had conversations where Miss Pam has disagreed with me. I disagree with Miss Pam. But Miss Pam knows I always got her back. I might disagree with Nene, but guess what? Nene's going to know I got her back. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it should be. But, bro, there's people in this community. And Nene, remember when I first started, you first started coming around, and I told you about some of the hypocrisies that were in this fan base. I tried to warn you. Have you seen since you've been on Twitter and stuff, Nene? Have you seen those hypocrisies that I was trying to warn you about?
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
And hold on. So somebody got in the comment, has anyone asked Nene to show proof of something someone said about her mom and y'all scared to ask? That's
I've seen it.
We've all seen it. And I told that individual, because I think they asked me this in the chat. I will be honest, I am pursuing legal action. Legal. Like I said, I don't fight with words. I fight in court. So you can pass that on to whoever needs to know. Like Dion said, it's coming, because there's certain things you shouldn't be doing on social media. That's why they have cyberbullying and the text message. The Facebook inbox. That's all over Twitter. With what that young man. After I blocked him from Facebook, he followed me. Blocked him from Twitter. He followed me to my Facebook, which is ridiculous. So I was not threatening anyone on Twitter. I was defending myself because I refuse to play the game of you using my face. If this is the individual, this is probably the individual right here. So I did mention to them that if they wouldn't stop, that let's talk to your employer to see how you behave on Twitter. So maybe that's the threat of holding you accountable for saying these nasty words to me that didn't have anything to do with football or anything. They were all personal. So if you call that a threat, yes, then apparently that's a threat, because I did ask the young lady, because they said she was a lawyer as well. So I said, okay, what's your boss? Let's have the contact number. And so I can tell what you're putting on Twitter. And that young lady, she removed herself from the situation. So she probably to me was the brightest of it all. But I still have all of the deleted stuff that was trying. Once I mentioned the courts, the one young lady started deleting stuff, but I had already saved it. So that's what that is. So yeah, for that individual, because I think that's the same person that came in Batman's face asking all you guys are believing her, but have you seen proof? Everybody saw it on social media. Even people that are not Dolphin fans have seen it. So I hope that answers your question, Pink McBride.
But first of all, I'm not here to believe you or take your side. I'm just here to hear your story. That's it. That's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not about believing or not believing. You're here to tell your story. You're here to put awareness out there that we shouldn't be doing
Well,
this on social media.
well,
That's
the problem,
how I look at it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You have
absolutely,
your
Shane.
proof, and you know what I'm saying.
Well,
You have so
well, the fact of the matter is, see, this is the kind of shit that pisses me off.
yeah.
Right? It's right here. And it's this Tank McBride. I don't know who you are. I think this is a troll, a burner account, right? Because I've never seen this name before anywhere. But let me say something to you, Tank McBride, right? The same people you defending is the same people that I tried to do a peace treaty with, right? And the fact of the matter is that these people, right, whether Nene did something or not, you're absolutely right. Maybe she was wrong. This woman has admitted maybe she should have walked away early. The fact of the matter is, though, the people you're defending, they've done this multiple times. They did the same shit last year to people. They did that shit 2 years before, and now they said, oh, we're trying to do a peace treaty. We're starting to start over. We're trying to have cause peace, and we want the community to come together. And the first time that screw Nene, right? Take Nene out of this. If anybody disagrees with those kind of people, they go after them. They went after me. That's how I know it, because it was me last year. It wasn't Nene. So, Tank McBride, I don't give a damn what the hell you're talking about. You're a clown, in my opinion. Don't come up here and say what this woman was doing. You're defending people that are repeat offenders in doing this kind of hypocritical bullshit. So take that shit somewhere else. I'm pretty sure those people are running a space somewhere where you can go circle jerk those fucking people. Fuck out of here.
And Lewis, to your point, there was an incident yesterday on a, I think it's called the litter box, where people who wasn't even in that conversation knew what happened when apparently one of those individuals went in there. They ran him out of there. So Tank McBride, I don't have to lie. You know, again, you guys like to conduct your business one way. I conduct my business totally. I'm not gonna do the cussing, the screaming, the yelling, the name calling. It is clearly in the record. I asked multiple times, let's keep this about sports. Let's not talk about my family. Let's not talk about my mother. Let's not talk about my career. And it continued to happen. And I did ask those individuals, well, you got a lot of time on your hands, so what do you do for a living? That's not threatening. That's a valid question. If you spend, I think it started at 10 o'clock in the morning and it didn't end till like 10 o'clock at night. That's a long time to just be going back and forth with people. So I did ask some questions, and Tank, the word is accountability. If they are strong enough to put it on Twitter, then what's the problem with coming to your boss and showing them these tweets to see this is how your employee treats people? And I know for a couple of them, they have social platforming with somebody that I know very well, that I could easily take those tweets and have them removed off of that situation. In fact, there's people that done it. I'll go on the record. There's people that's emailed Ethan Skolnick to remove them off of their 5 on the floor. But I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm keeping them in prayer. Hopefully they deal with what they got to deal with. I'm still moving on with my life. And yes, I contacted my legal team on a lot of the actions of those texts. And to your point, Tank, unless you're involved, I would urge you to stay out of it. Because once the legal team contacts them, then it is what it is.
No, it's just people like that. Oh, this ain't a burner account, Lewis, and no one is scared of you, and I don't even know who those people are. And laughing my ass off, not scared of you, clown. See, the problem is I don't hide behind a Tank McBride burner account. Let me be very clear. Here's my face. My name is Lewis. I stand on what I believe in. That's why I'm on Twitter with this face. That's why I'm on YouTube with this face. Ain't nobody trying to scare you. What we're telling you is you a hoe, or not them. Let me not put nobody in it. Look at my face again, very clear. You a hoe, Tank McBride, because you are a burner account. You hoe, because we've never seen you before. You hoe. You hide behind burner accounts because you're scared to get ran off places. See what you get from me, this face right here, I put it everywhere. I'm always 10 toes down. So you don't got to be scared of me. What we're here telling you is we're not scared of punks like you. You hoe, because Nene ain't going to say it. Shake Money ain't going to say it because they're nice. I don't have those nice genes in me. I think you're a hoe.
Yeah, and to confirm the last thing that they said here is I don't give a bleep about no court system. So that just proves you're one of the people that was involved. But listen, I already said what I had to say. You just told them yourself. You're one of the people, because why would you say you don't care about a court system if you had nothing to do with the situation? Clearly you had something. And whoever you are, Tank McBride, I'm keeping you.
Right. They just gave themselves up.
I'm keeping you in my prayers. Hope God takes care of you, sir, ma'am, whatever you identify as.
They identify as a hoe. That's what they identify as, Nene. That's ridiculous. And the people that are in the chat talking about football talk. Again, how many days of football, and this ain't my channel, and if I'm out of line, I see color commentary up here. Color, you can tell me, or I can get a call from El Capitan or Ali, the three great proprietors of this channel. But every day, this platform from 6 o'clock in the morning till midnight when Cap gets off, almost every night, people are on this channel talking about football. We're talking about a situation other than football that is happening to people in our community. Nene's not the first. She's not going to be the last. But we can't take 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour to talk about this kind of situation because people want to know, oh, my God, what's happening with Jalen Waddle? He didn't practice today. There you go. Now what? The Jalen Waddle conversation is over.
And he's probably not practicing tomorrow.
Now what? How many times do we want to talk about how trash Liam Eichenberg is? Like, bro, get out your feelings, man. What? I don't understand how there's real world problems that go on in the world. We're supposed to be, everybody says it, it's the Dolphin community. We have someone going through things in the Dolphin community. She has brave enough to come up here and again, this situation to her, she's already told you, it's past her. We asked her to come up here and tell her story. She's up here telling her story, and people are in the chat talking about, let's talk about football. Bro, what are we doing here? Like, come on, man. This is sick. It's sickening.
Yeah, it's madness, Lewis.
Mike Wu, this is for sports. But we talk about sports every day. But there's bigger things than sports sometimes. That's all we're saying. Wow, man.
Like I said, for all of that, there are some people that are giving love. And sometimes, Louis, you just got to ignore the negativity and move forward. Like I said, I appreciate you, Shake Money, Crypto, Lewis. Crypto and Lewis, we talk every day. KP, thank you for bringing me on that platform. I just wanted them to know I won't be bullied. I'm not scared. I'm going to continue to speak on sports. I'm going to continue to be on spaces. But I do believe that if this has happened to a lot of people, then it should be a conversation.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
I know.
Yeah.
When I came up, they said that someone actually took their life because of the bullying. So,
that's what I was about to say. That this is the thing that you people in the chat need to understand is that this isn't the first time. This is an ongoing problem in this community, and as Nene's pointed out, and many others as well. This cyberbullying thing is a serious thing, and a lot of people, they get on behind the obscurity of a Twitter handle and think they could just run off the mouth and spread hate language and all sorts of crazy things, right? And as Nene can tell you, this stuff has legs. This leads to things, right? We can't call ourselves a first-class fan base and sit by and allow certain things to go on. You know what I'm saying? And she is not the first person to face this kind of treatment. This has been an ongoing problem, a flagrant problem in the Dolphins community, in your community. And so we calling it out. That's all.
Yeah, and I thank y'all because y'all didn't have to do that. But people are gonna react how they're gonna react. And but to me, I learned you don't have to react the way that they do, if that makes sense. I still love that our boys are 2-0. And I'll be honest, I'm happy of the support. There's a lot of people who inboxed me who didn't want to be named. And that was the thing that shocked me, is that they were like, yeah, I support you, but please don't retweet this, because those guys, and apparently it's a group of them, which is
it's a group of hoes. That's who it is.
Interesting.
Hey, KP is from Park. You want to come down to Perrine, find out who I really am, you can. Now, I'm not saying I'm no thug, because I'm definitely not. I'm a professional, a father, right?
Yeah.
Come from behind Twitter. Come from behind. Hold on, I'm going to put myself on camera. This is KP standing in front of his house. Want to get a 360? This is my house. Okay? This is me. Come find out.
Talk to him, KP. Talk to him. Let him know. It's ridiculous. We ain't standing for it no more.
Absolutely.
No,
and again,
what the real problem is, KP, is that those certain kind of individuals, if we really want to call it out, they got mad because Nene is a female, and when she got up there, she cooks most of them up there. That's what the real problem is. They can't help. They don't like taking L's, but less taking L's from a woman. And when the woman came out here and told you her feelings about Brian Flores, which again I agree with 100% about Brian Flores, and I love Brian Flores. Everybody knows I love Brian Flores. But again, where people messed up is they said she was loving on Brian Flores and excluding him from problems. The woman said, and I quote, "He had fault in this, but should we be questioning Chris Greer?" I agree with that. Should we be giving
holding Stephen Ross accountability, right?
And I agree with that as well. But people only heard, oh, Brian Flores. But it's funny to me how the same people that told Nene, oh, she was in her feelings because Brian Flores don't know nothing about her, are the same people that defend Tua Tagovailoa to the death, right? But Tua Tagovailoa don't know none of them. Tua Tagovailoa don't give a shit about none of them. But it's okay for them to tell her, oh, she's just mad because Brian Flores don't know her. That's the definition of hypocrisy.
Well, the real reason they're mad with her is not necessarily just because of her take. Most recently, it's because she's willing to stand up to their behind. You know what I'm saying? When you stand up to a bully, you expose a bully. And they don't like the fact that someone has the audacity to come right back at them. So props to you, Nene, on doing the right thing and not standing for the bull. Not standing for the bull. And, you would never find anybody here on the Dolphins community say that KP goes out of his way to bully somebody or make fun of somebody. Why? Because I respect everyone's opinion, right? And it's obvious the ones who don't, right? And hey, these are the same people, history has shown, who, if you allow them to keep on keeping on, assassinating people's character, you make it easier for some idiot to go and do something, to jump. And then this is how tragedies occur. So for all the fans out there who are wondering why we are having a show on this and why we're bringing light to this issue, is because it has legs, man. You saw what just happened in New England. I mean, these people get out of control. They really believe they're tough talk, and it can't stand. It cannot stand.
Hey, KP, you want to see the hypocrisy?
What's up?
Watch this, KP. Woo. Brian Flores was a bum. Dude's a rat, and he ruined this team. Let me ask you a question, KP. You're a real smart man. Who was the head coach
So they
when
say.
Tua Tunga? Hey, who was the head coach, KP, when Tua Tagovailoa was drafted?
That would be Brian Flores.
Hey, KP, who was the head coach when Jalen Waddle was drafted?
Brian Flores again.
Hey, KP, who was the head coach when Javon Holland was drafted?
I think his initials are B and F.
Who was the head coach when Jalen Phillips was drafted?
The guy from UM, I think it was the guy who scouted him personally on the sidelines. None other than Brownsville, New York's own, Mr. Flores, of Honduran descent.
So I'm pretty sure Mike Wu loves those 4 players I illustrated. So the head coach that ruined this team is the same bum, the same rat that drafted those 4 players. That Mike Wu probably roots for every Sunday, though, right?
Yeah. Listen, we brought it up, ad nauseum then, and I really don't want to rehash that old argument. But for the Mike Woos of the world, they may even be unconscious to what's really bothering them or what bothered them about seeing a Brian Flores on the sidelines in charge. And I'm not going to go through that again. But it's 2023. Grow up. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? There's more coming down the pipeline. So, just root for the team we all love and fins up. That's it.
Here's another one.
Exactly, KP.
You know what? Never mind. I ain't even going to get into it. Never mind.
Well, I do want to show some love to Trey. Yes, I'm on YouTube until my class starts in a couple of minutes, and I have to leave.
Okay, can I say something that's OG?
Go. Yeah, Mr. Pope. How's it going, Mr. Pope?
It's going pretty good. Nene, I'm sorry to hear what you're going through, but and I've been a Christian man ever since 1979, and I'm gonna tell you, people like that with that attitude, and I'm not God, but people like that with an attitude like that, their life they don't have nothing in their life. They have a black heart, and unfortunately, it's their way. And I'm sorry to say this, and I shouldn't bring religion on here, but I'm going to bring it on here. Yeah, they're going to be hell bound, and their life is not going to be good if they continue doing that. Because the way in the Bible said the wages of sin is death. So you need to learn how to respect people. Period. Because everybody on the face of this earth is different. This earth is different. So we're gonna all see the world. We're gonna all see things differently, and we have to learn to respect people differently. Okay, I'm like I said, I'm a diehard Christian man, but that don't mean that I'm not gonna get up here on these platforms and try to criticize anybody that says a curse word or this and that. When you cross the line, disrespecting people, threatening their lives, and what have you, that's a different story. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say it again. People like that are gonna be out here bound if they don't correct themselves and they don't realize it. That I watched people lives crumble just because they had that attitude. So, like I said, love and respect to you. Thank you for your service, and you are a strong, great woman. Continue that way, stay that way, and what have you. Don't let those people get to you because they got to deal with they got to stand in front of God on Judgment Day to deal with their sins.
And I agree, and that's why I put in my video that my favorite scripture is "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." You put all that stuff in my face. You disrespected my military career. You disrespect me going to law school, and that's why I formed the question. So, what are you doing in your life? You're telling the world about my life. I'm retired at 40 years old. I'm going to get checks for the rest of my life. And the other part of it, I'm going after my dreams of being a lawyer and divinity and ministry. What are you doing in your life? And to me, that offended them more. Me asking them, well, I know what I'm doing. You say what I'm doing, but what are you doing in your life? And that's when to me, it went to another level because I think I touched a nerve. I don't think a lot of them are doing things with their life. And DDG, yes, we should forgive them, but forgiveness is not being stupid. Forgiveness isn't that they shouldn't be accountable for what they did to people. And I think people like to use the word in that way. Oh, forgiveness, you could just disrespect my mother, you could disrespect me, and there's no accountability. There is accountability. It's just the accountability ain't gonna always be me, cursing you back out. I'll be honest, I laughed at all of that. When I started looking at it, I'm like, first of all, these kids, most of them don't even have their real pictures up here. Most of them, these are screen names that can't account to anybody. But yeah, this is how you feel because we have a difference of opinion. Now I know who not to speak to because Lewis is right, but there's other people. I'll be honest. I'm a Heat fan, and I came on Twitter July the 1st with the Heat stuff, and they told me if you're a Dolphin fan, don't go on the Dolphins Twitter. And I'm like, why? They said don't go in there. I'm telling you, some dudes in there. How you may feel about, Flores tour. It's some guys in there that could get real dirty, and I saw it. But again, I still picked up my check out the mailbox. I still drive my car and go where I need to go. None of that stuff affected me. In my financials, I still get to live my life as I once did. The only thing it did, it revealed certain people. And I'll be honest, I didn't inbox anybody to assist. Apparently, this stuff was floating in people's timelines, and they went ahead and decided to ask me, were you okay? Because I guess this was the straw that broke a lot of the camel's backs for people, that other people have been threatened. I know Lewis shared that somebody put in a chat that where he's going to be in the dirt and stuff. I heard someone threaten someone's wife. So when somebody keeps talking about talk football, there's a lot of non-talk of football in Dolphins Twitter. Let's just put it like that. There's a lot of things that I've seen, and I only been in Twitter for a couple of months, that are vile and disgusting. And I salute you, Shake Money, Lewis, Crypto, KP, and Crazy Dolphin for bringing this out, because it takes courage, because people don't want to be held accountable. They want all five of you to not be on my side, to add on with the name calling, but you guys have the courage to stand up and say, you know what, this isn't right. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, and not just supporting me, that the fans deserve a safe space. I think it was Lewis or Shake Money that mentioned it. We come to talk football and
Yeah.
the sports to clear our minds. We don't come in here to defend my family. I don't come in here to defend my military service. I don't come in here to defend, me being a female and liking sports. There were certain people that was telling me to shut up and go back in the kitchen. And I was like, are we really here? This is where we at in 2023. And for me, it's sad because I went and defended this country twice and watch my friends get killed in combat. Some of you would never, ever know what that feels like, So with that being stated, I know it's not going to be always positive in the comments, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that did appreciate what you guys did. Shake Money.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I got to wrap it up. I got to get
Okay,
prepared.
no problem.
Ministry and counseling classes at coming up in an
Understandable.
hour. But I do appreciate you, and fins up and Crazy Dog.
Fins up. And by the way, Nene, I really
Thanks, Nene.
I want.
Well, Nene, I do want
ahead,
one
Nene.
day, either Friday or Friday or next week. I do want to touch upon the thing that's going on in the high school. But I'm sorry to interrupt. That I would like to touch upon that one day with you. So.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you was in the space, but we had someone contact Miami-Dade Public Schools attorney, and apparently they found out that this guy that's removing people out of the games, that Miami-Dade County Public Schools did not give him that authority. So that was a win for all of my guys, Section 104, 305 sports, and all the different sports guys. And that's the other thing, Lewis. They don't even understand what it is that I'm doing. I'm balancing school, my disability, and I'm fighting for my friends down in Miami with this high school stuff. And I know when you're a good person, you're always gonna get attacked. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
So Miami Central, just to put it out there, Miami Central plays Shamadan Madonna on tomorrow, and ESPN is going to be filming that game. So please support these young guys. And like I told you guys before, I know Willis McGahee personally. We went to Miami Central together. I know Dalvin Cook, James Cook. They graduated a little bit after me, but I love those guys, seeing them in the NFL. So the Miami Central football program is very dear to me, and Miami just in general, because that's where I'm from, born and raised. Yeah. So we got some progress on that. It's looking good. We may get today. I heard NBC6 maybe taking the story and broadcasting what's going on with people being removed out of football games because of one tyrant. So, but crazy Dolphin. Just want to say Philippians 4:13, Romans 8:28, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You all have a good night.
Good night, man.
Be blessed.
Right. Be blessed.
All right, Nene.
Take care
Be
now,
blessed,
and
Nene.
I'm gonna keep praying for you, sister. Tell you, man, it's just a shame. I mean, it's sad. It's sad to hear things like that. It really is.
Well, the one
like I
thing,
say,
Mr. Park, real quick, Mr. Park, I just want Q to understand. Q, I'm not coming at you, Q, or anything like that. But when Q says this some shit you handle in private, Q, the problem, the problem with this, Q, right? If we handle it in private, it doesn't come to light, and people don't understand that. Again, this kind of stuff goes on in our community every day. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it was one incident or it was just something, okay, cool, I can understand where Q's coming from. There are certain situations, Q, I do agree, you handle in private. But this kind of shit is a recurring theme in our fan base. And that's why you have to sometimes put it out in public, and Nene said it right. Like, some people don't want to do that. But you have to put a light on things at certain times, even if it's gonna be hard, even if you know you're gonna get blowback from it. These things have to be addressed in public, because that's the only way people like Nene or me or anybody on this panel or anybody else that feels like we feel, that's the only way this kind of stuff is gonna stop. It wouldn't stop in private. Hopefully, by making it public, it will stop.
It has to be done.
Supposedly, it's already cost one person their life. This is reportedly caused one or assisted in one person taking their life. Now, I agree there probably were some other issues going on, but this has been associated with somebody losing their life. And I know of another instance, and we all know this person because he continues to be a regular Dolphins content contributor, right, commenter. But this guy was scared out of his wits a few years ago by the kind of bullying that went on, by some of these same characters. You know what I'm saying? And again, the thing that gets me with these guys is that they will rarely come out in public and speak with their chest or show you their face. They speak behind a mask, behind closed doors. They speak in total anonymity, which is why the action that Nene takes is so important, because cyberbullying is a growing threat nationwide, right? And it carries with it serious penalties. And so the way you combat it is the way she's going about it. Okay, you got all this talk, well, show your face. Let's let everybody know what kind of stuff you're spewing out here on these airwaves. And it is important. It is important because we see where this kind of stuff goes. I don't want to get too deep, but you got to look no further than Rwanda and Burundi, right? The Tutsis and the Hutus. This stuff leads to genocide. You look at Italy with the black shirts and Mussolini. You might think it's a joke, but you allow that kind of stuff to go on and on and on, and people get murdered, people get hurt. History shows it again and again. So you got to stand up to this kind of stuff, especially in a community as diverse and beautiful as our Dolphins community, right? Where all voices ought to have a platform, right? And what the Dolphins attempted to do with Brian Flores and Chris Greer, and they were aggressive on the front of inclusion of African American black faces in high places. That was a beautiful thing, right? I mean, so nobody's bashing the Dolphins organization, right? But when certain people go at a guy like Flores, for trying to win, some of it goes a little bit over the top, and we see the fools, the idiots, the fringe members ride with this stuff, and they become worse than the KKK, so to speak. And I'll say it, one of the biggest shameful parts of this recent issue with Nene is that it's a lot of black guys using racist tropes and stereotypes against a black woman in public in 2023.
Yeah.
And as an African American man, I'm embarrassed about that. That's
Exactly.
total horseshit.
And I
Go
want to
ahead,
kick it back
Mr.
at you because I've witnessed and stopped a guy that was slapping a girl around, and things like what they doing to Nene can lead to that also. Because like I said, I actually stopped and threatened the guy and told him, if I ever see you beating on this girl that live in the same neighborhood as I do, you're gonna be in trouble with me. And I had to I had to take that chance because that guy, I didn't know if that guy had a weapon or not, but I could not take what he was doing. So make a long story short, God is good because the last time I seen this guy was in a dollar. Somebody come and tell me, say, Mr. Polk, you know that guy you threatened? He moved up the road because he could not take you showing up everywhere showing up in the neighborhood. He kept seeing you all the time. And he got scared and he took off. But what I'm saying is that if you don't take a stand, things can spin out of control and get worse. And you just can't have that. We just can't have that.
Yeah.
There are, no woman should have to go through any kind of abuse, whether it be verbal or physical. It should not happen, and it has to start with what happened to Nene. It has to start with that. So the women in our world, regardless of what culture they are, we have to get behind them and support them and let them know that there are good men in this world that's going to stand by you and protect you and support you with whatever you want to do in life and not hold you. That's what we're supposed to do as men. We're supposed to be leaders, not dictators. We're not supposed to be dictators. It's a difference between being a leader and it's a difference between being a dictator. And we see dictators of the world. You see what happened with one way back in the days. He fell. And like other dictators, they fall. So we need to be leaders to the way women are treated and what have you. We need to be leaders and stand up with them. And Lewis, I tip my hat off to you, bro. I really do, because I love what you did. Because you, like I said, you prevented. You could have stopped. You prevented what could have turned into something even worse. Hats off to you, Lewis.
I appreciate that, Mr. Paul.
Now, look, I'll say this, man. The Twitter stuff, it is great entertainment, man. If anybody was in the Twitter circles today, man, I was laughing my ass off, man. And the dude who came on there talking about he knocked out Tito Ortiz and is the DJ of Trick Daddy, whatever. Man, that thing had me rolling. And then you had Sharif coming in and talking about
you said it was comedy? You said it was
Man,
comedy
oh my
hour?
God,
Is that what you're
Christ.
saying, KP?
Dude, I almost crashed my car, man. So, I do, Twitter, it can be funny. It can be funny as hell, man, when people are going at it, man. But there is a line, right, where when you're going out of your way to paste people's faces on the bodies of animals, right, and you share that kind of thing across the internet. Once you put it on the internet, it never dies, right? You put that in circulation, right? And you create an atmosphere of of it's okay to assault this person, not just their character, but it goes into physicality later on, as long as nobody stands up and says anything about it. I mean, this is what happens time and time again. So you got to put a stop to it at some point, you know. But
Eh,
I would not close the Twitter channels or anything like that, right? Which is probably what a hardliner would do, you know, if this kind of cyberbullying continues. But people got to all to keep them things open. People got to be responsible and stand up to the foolishness. And that's hopefully what we're doing right here today.
but to me, and I'm gonna say this, maybe
Hold on. I'm
just
sorry, I had to
my
come
opinion.
back. I had to come
Oh,
back.
go ahead.
Remove CB83 from this because he is a real piece of work. I do want to say that.
Oh, he's in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat. Go and take him to the showers. He's a real piece of work. Tell us on why I'm on YouTube. Mind your business, CB83. I just had to say that. There's a little delay in the Zoom room, so I'm still waiting.
Yeah, he's a piece of work, all right. And Howard University.
Because we invited her to YouTube. That's why she's up here.
Exactly.
And that's the truth.
More than anybody else.
Yeah.
And by the way, EM
never gonna
approved
get
that
me to come to your channel with acting like that, CB83.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, he got a channel? He got a channel?
Yeah, he's just jealous. That's his immature way to ask you to onto his show, you know.
Oh, he has a show? Like
yes, I said right there. See, Finn's takes with CB83.
I thought that was just his little screen name. So let me guess. He does a lot of video on there.
Yeah. How'd you guess?
Because he put that in one of our debates. He said, I watch videos, so I'll check him out. I always support my people. But hey, what's up, CB83?
I'll send you the link to his channel.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Make sure those links don't have viruses in it. Link. Freaking computer.
Right now, whatever happens to you over there, Nene, don't hold me responsible. Just letting you know.
You could agree with CB, you could disagree with him, but his takes are based on his analysis, based on film. So you got to give him his props for that. But then he got this weird thing where he thinks he's the sole authority on everything football.
Oh yeah.
And so he you got to stand up to him sometimes too. But I give him his props for doing what he do.
Well, somebody did on the space did say he does a good job, and they were going over to his space to watch film because Sharif was over there. I still don't know what Sharif was over there talking about, but
You talking about the Marlins?
Yeah, no, it was like
Louis talking about everything.
I mean, it was like bouncing off a pinball machine. He was talking about shoulders, COVID. It was like 5 different things going on. So one guy said, "I'm gonna leave and go to CB page," and I was like, "Oh boy."
And I definitely approve this message. EM thinks that CB83's film breakdown is horrible, and I definitely approve that message. I am second on that.
Hey, I didn't say I agree with his takes, but at least he bases his opinion on his opinion of what he's seeing on film. So, props to him for that,
Oh, KP, does rate his opinions on what he see on film?
No, that's Stevie. That's Stevie Wonder.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, but for those who don't know, me and CB83, he didn't even agree to that crap that was going on. We have respect. I thought it was fake that he really had a page, but I guess he does. So I'll go over there and check him out.
Yeah. Hey, Howard University too, man. So he's a bison.
By the way, I sent you the link to his channel, Nene, on Twitter.
I'll make sure I have a lot of rest before I view.
And then there is accountability from heaven above. People do the wrong things. They have to stand in front of who on Judgment Day. So
and I'm a firm believer that everybody believes what we believe, and that's okay. I try to take that out of the sports. To me is my getaway. Like I said, I'm a law student.
Right.
And I'm in divinity school, so my brain is like tapioca with just all of the reading and the papers I got to write. So my sports, my Dolphins, my Canes, my Heat, that's my getaway. I didn't think that would be a place where I had to the fight.
I'm on top of it. I'm on top of it. I'm on top
so
of it,
get
bro.
away.
I'm ahead of it already.
It's like the Southwest commercial. Want to get away?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Nene, I ran from politics to come to this, man. I feel like going back, man.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far because the real blessing is with Democrats and Republicans, but that's a whole nother thing. But you know, and here's the thing, guys and ladies, the Dolphins are winning right now, so I would expect a different energy with us winning. But it's like I always say, it's like Jerry Springer, ding, ding, ding. People just fighting for no reason. Somebody's a Marine. What's up, Gunny? I worked with them when I was recruiting, boys. So
well, Nene, you might know that is very Miami, though, man. The Blue Bay was a nice thing, was a great thing, but they'd always shoot it up around 6, 7 p.m. So you know what I'm saying? People do mess up a good thing around here.
Hey, Nene.
My bad.
Hey, Nene, I don't know if you want to read this comment for us, but Jose Valdez has something for you.
Nene, it's only going to be you and 10 other viewers. CB, boy. That boy is a real piece of work, man. He came in my heat space one time, and I don't know. He was in there just fighting. But, you know, I got love for CB because even with that situation, he stood with me and said that it got out of hand. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. You can always joke, but some lines are off limits, especially when you deal with grown people, you know? That's why I think a lot of them are a couple of mango seasons away from being grown. That's what my grandma used to say, a couple of mango seasons. Still got a couple of seasons to go. But, yeah, CB, I'm going to go over there and support you, man. You know, you always say you don't agree with none of my takes, and I don't agree with none of your takes. So that's where we get along right there. We don't agree with each other.
Sorry, Ian, by the way, I apologize.
And I can't believe you did that to me, Shay. Really? You should be ashamed of yourself. Nay. How you doing? How you doing, baby girl?
Quality just went down now.
I'm gonna be honest, and I don't want to get too deep in it, but a lot of my class is getting sick with COVID, so we're in a little delay right now to see if the class even gonna go. So that's why I'm still hovering around.
Well, let me first off, I want to say a salute to Shay. Always respect to you and the platform, to the tailgate. It's good to see you on YouTube, Miss Nene. I know we've had the opportunity to engage on Twitter a couple times. I don't know you as well as, obviously Lewis or Crypto or anybody else that normally is in those Twitter spaces, but I'm familiar. I'm definitely familiar with what happened to you. And again, I don't know if I've had the opportunity to express to you just how sorry I am for you to really experience that. I know y'all talked about that pretty much throughout the duration of the show, but I just wanted to give you offer my condolences about, about what transpired. And hey, listen, keep your head up, baby girl. You winning in life. You know what I mean? You winning in life. Keep doing your thing. And, what really resonated with me was that issue with your mom, because my mother is no longer here either. So I can definitely relate, for you going through situations like that or whatever. So again, I just want you to keep your head up, keep doing your thing, keep winning in life, because that's what's going to keep, that's why them motherfuckers are really upset, bro. At the end of the day, it's just sad that grown men, and again, I don't want to rehash this and bring this up because y'all been talking about it throughout the show, but this is really sad to see, sad to hear grown men, out here moving like that, harassing people over football takes. And I kind of want to piggyback off what KP said about these are black men out here. And again, not to make it a racial thing, but, we all members of the same community, minority community. And for, we already behind the 8 ball enough as it is in life, right? In this country, we all know that. We don't need to, that's a whole conversation for another day. But man, to see brothers out here moving like this, harassing another, and it's just females in general, but you just happen to be a black female, and to be subjected to this level of disrespect, it should not be tolerated under any circumstances. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear, this topic, this situation being addressed on this public platform, but my rebuttal to them is, well, they addressed her publicly. They tried to cancel her publicly. So this needs to be addressed. That same energy and that same application needs to be reapplied to them. So people need to be aware, be made aware. of these type of situations that go on a daily basis. You know, I'm not on social media and the internet as much as I used to be, so I'm not aware of a lot of these things and a lot of these problems that currently exist. However, this type of behavior just should not be tolerated from anybody. And again, we need to bring light to the situation. We need to bring light to these individuals that are out here moving like this, that are consistently out here moving like this. And they need to be exposed and they need to be held accountable for their actions. And that's just the bottom line. It might not, you know, it might ruffle some feathers in the community, YouTube community, Twitter community, but it's the fact of the matter. It is what it is, and it needs to be dealt with. So salute to you, Miss Nene, and you keep doing your thing, sweetheart.
Well, I also find it interesting, and I know it's going to cause people in an uproar, but they don't mind when, you know, black men attack or black women, but for you to support me, it's a problem. So that just shows where we are in today's society, that people have more of a problem of you guys defending me than what was said to me. And that's why I said, you know, we can never change how people are raised. You can never change how people's mindsets are. You know, a lot of this is ignorance. You know, you don't know how they were treated by women in their family. You may, you know, and like I said, and it's not to play the victim, but black women are something that people always have figmentations on what our personalities are. We're aggressive, we're ghetto, we're disrespectful, we're rude. So when someone's intelligent and speaks, you know, fluently, it's a problem for people. So I definitely, the men that's standing for me, I definitely appreciate that, because it's not, that was how it was back in the day. You know, you had the uncles and the brothers, you definitely wouldn't touch, but now it's more, we're into this space of calling people out their name, and it's funny and it's okay. And I'm glad that we got a couple of people that said that it's not okay. And that's good enough for me. And like I said, y'all don't have to keep apologizing. Y'all didn't do anything to me. And those individuals that did what they did, trust me, I pray for my enemies, just like the word says, because you know, it's not to be arrogant, but I was able to achieve my dream. I had a 21 great career. You know, I worked at the White House, at the Pentagon. A lot of people don't even know those things about me. The stuff I do in the community, the stuff I've been able to do while in the military, and now retirement, going to law school, going to college again, and graduating with honors in May. Those are all great things that no one can take away, because I may not agree with you villainizing a man that's not even on the team anymore. To the point, I did block him. I did block the individuals for someone that asked in the comment, and that became a problem, right? I started getting inboxes about, well, why are you blocking them? So I'm like, because I don't want to talk about it. Once you start, you know, going in my mom, that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I'll be transparent. But yeah, talking about my mom was something where I know that would have got me out of character. And I work so hard in what I do. I don't need anything to ruin where I'm going, and I'm not going to put myself in the position. And like Lewis said, I omitted that I should have left that conversation earlier. You know, I'm a little older. Once I saw it wasn't going nowhere, I should have left. But I kept going because I wanted to know what was the motivation behind it. I'm like, what are you trying to do? At the end of this, I'm still going to feel the same way I feel about the situation. But definitely, I'm going to support my guy, CB. 83 and his thing, even though we have our little jokes. I'm still gonna support and stand for men of color, because I don't think a lot of people do stand for men of color. It is a true thing, and I think that's what got this whole situation agitated from the beginning, is that I was not going to join the peanut gallery and start calling this man all these names. I'm like, when do we move on? He's gone. That man done went to 2 other teams, minding his business. And here's the thing, Tua and him may have a great relationship, and we don't even know it. We don't even know if those guys probably call each other like grown men.
God, Nene, you know how many times I pointed that out? Like, we have no idea.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. And see, Hoffwell, let's move on. I'm not the one that's in control of this. If people ask questions, I'm going to answer. So maybe that's something you can ask the host. But my whole thing is, we don't know what has been mended behind closed scenes. If you walk by Tua And Flores, they probably won't even recognize you out of a lineup. So I don't understand why we're getting so emotional about people that would never know you ever in life, ever. And I just think, like I was telling you, Lewis, we just won a great game Sunday night. And we can't talk about that. But thank you, Shake Money. I'm gonna do another check-in to see if my class is ready to go.
Yeah, man. And
well, I know Tua seen one person, and he seen Leatherface, and he ran to the locker room. That's all I know.
And like I said, I also give credit for Lewis because this is important to him, and I had to make sure this happened. You know.
AEM, tell us about Leatherface, man.
Or this Mo 3 character, you big it up. Who the hell is Mo 3?
But you heard me, Lewis? I gotta make sure I give Lewis love because, like I said, this was very important to him, man. So.
No, you have a bad mic. EM. Try to back out EM and come back.
EM's in the blender.
You're trying to promote that Mo 3 and the gods ain't having it.
Mm-hmm.
That blasphemy you talking about Jehovah.
I think Leatherface got EM. I think Leatherface got EM.
You trying to curse Jehovah?
EM, drop out and come back. EM, you sound bad.
I think Leatherface got him.
Hey, crypto. You see, after two games, they already counted Super Bowls again this season, huh?
Yeah. So
most definitely, KP.
Should I drop the link or no?
They don't learn from their mistakes, man.
It's like clockwork.
Damn right, we're going to the Super Bowl.
As if we went 2-0 last year, 2 of the last 3 years.
We're 2-0. We're 17-0 until further notice, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, Colin. That is true.
I'm back in full 7-year-old color mode, bro. We going 17-0 until proven otherwise.
What was that Wu-Tang song with Raekwon and Ghostface? Can it be? It was all so simple then, right?
Yeah. And Wilkins is gonna get his 3 sacks.
Hey KP, remember when you used to open up KP used to open up the sports page on Sunday, and they'd have all the little boxes with the 2 helmets for each team. You know what I mean?
We had good.
Yeah. Just like they do on the internet now. It was just in print.
Yeah, I want to make sure you. I want to make sure you hear me, KP. Stop that nonsense, bro. Long live 3, goddamn it! Don't disrespect the greatest rapper of the modern generation. Baby. What's up, man?
Who is that?
Who's that? Grandmaster Flash?
No. Long live Mo 3, baby. Google that nigga.
I just got one question for EM real quick, right? EM, what happened when Tua seen Leatherface? What happened?
What? What you talking about? Tua got spooked? Tua got scared or something? What happened to Tua?
Hey,
where was this?
All I know, I seen a video. And Tua looked for security, called security, and ran off the field. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know that, bro. I'm pardon my language, Miss Nene. I'm sorry for using profanity. But wow, I wasn't aware of that. Man, you got to send me that clip. You got to send me that video.
It's on the way, man. It's on the way.
And EM, I remember you because you was going in on those brothers in the space on Saturday. I couldn't believe what I was hearing about, them trying to start their platform. I just don't understand why people can't work together, and if you got this, and I'm trying to do that, let's work together and do it together, if that makes sense.
You heard me going in on somebody, really?
We've been trying to figure that out since we started this gig, Nene.
Me going in recash it. So it was an issue, I think, with Chad and Spliff.
I don't go in on nobody. I don't get into it with nobody. I try to stay in my own lane.
Like in the TV shows where they had that little beep, beep, beep for cuss words. It was just, I was like, whoa.
I don't bother a soul. I stay in my own lane. I walk.
You're a big teddy bear. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Nene. It must be another.
Give us the scoop, EM.
I have no recollection of what she's talking to, what
All
she's
I heard
referring to
was
right
you
now.
young mother, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm the one that did the content, blah, blah, blah. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? But apparently this is something that's,
It's just listen, it's just no play. We can, I'm a complete agreement with Lewis. I've heard him speak on this several times, in the past, but we can get after each other. I'm here for the trolling and we can get on, we have a tendency to get on our nerves at times, but when you make it personal, that's when things cross the line. And that's when really, when I have a tendency to lose it. Because believe it or not, I don't seek any drama out with nobody. Never have, never will. I just respond to whatever is brought to my doorstep. And so, you believe it or not, I'm sure there's several people that might disagree with that, but that's how I move. And when you make things personal, and you cross the line, and I've been blessed that I've never had anything remotely close to what happened to you or what happened to Lewis or other people. It's just sad that you got to make things personal and bring people's families involved. That families, mob rules are it should be enforced. The mafia. You know what I mean? Anybody knows me, knows how I'm a mafia buff, right? Anything mob related, I absolutely consume it. But even the mob, they had an agreement amongst each other that families are off limits. Wives, kids, daughters, sons, etc. Mothers, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I live by it for the most part. At times, I've been known to take things there, but again, I just deal with whatever's being brought to my doorstep. But all of that, bringing people's families involved and all that, calling people's wives and harassing people, threatening people, that should never be anything that people engage in. I mean, in overgrown men, we're not in junior high school. Again, I don't know. I'm not on social media as much as other people. Maybe that's the culture or whatever, but that just should never be a place that people that people go to, and it shouldn't be tolerated. When it happens, it shouldn't be tolerated. It needs to be exposed for what it is. So, hey, man, I know there's a lot of frustrated people in the chat right now, and they want this. They don't want to. They don't want to be listening to this right now. They'd be listening to. They would rather be listening to something else football related. But at the end of the day, I'm agreement with Lewis. Sometimes, man, you got to address issues like this.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean? They can still hit the like button.
Hey, I got somebody in the back for y'all.
Boogeyman's here.
And he in his little studio. Wait a minute, you at the bar or the studio?
Hey, what is going on with y'all? What's up? You got Lou in here. You got all the big cappers in here. EM, where EM go? Did he run off?
No, I think his internet went off.
Come on, man. Y'all tighten up, man. What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling?
Man, we chilling, man.
KP, what's good? I heard you talking about the HU. It's lonely at the top, KP. It's lonely up there.
Hey, Morgan State cooking up something major, man. Coach David Wilson bringing them boys, man. Them boys from up the Baltimore Washington Parkway.
I see they letting anybody in nowadays.
Yeah. The real ones.
They used to have a standard, a high standard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I see they letting anybody in.
I don't know how you got in here, EM. I don't know how you got in here. What's good?
We chilling, man.
From time to time, we have to lower the standards, Ian. We have to lower the standards.
CB, you were in the chat kind of trolling a little bit earlier.
Trolling? No, I don't troll.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't troll then. Hey, my fault. Let me ask you a question, CB. Let's see where your integrity lies, right?
So what's
this
up?
Situation, you were privileged to the situation. You seen what was going on Twitter with Nene's situation. Speak on that a little bit. Do you think it was right what you seen or what you know of that situation, CB?
First of all, it's never right. And honestly, it's not even about Nene being a female. It's just about how these Twitter dudes move. Like they move like a pack of mean girls. And it's not cool, bro. It's like, bro, they move like the Babysitters Club. It's like, grow the fuck up sometimes, bro. Like, move, like y'all gotta be better than this. Y'all are grown men on Twitter trying to like clout chase and like trying to create a name for yourself by like going after people. Like, come on, bro. It's stupid. It really is. And I've dealt with it before, and I continue to deal with it. And I just laugh at them because they're goofy. They're clowns. So it is what it is, bro. People gonna be people though, and some people are goofy. You just put them on goofy time, and put them off to the side.
That's real big of you because I know you came into my first space. And then
Nene, you be talking reckless now.
Well, I stand 10 toes down on every take I've said.
And that's cool. I like that. I like that about you. I mean,
I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna hide.
Yeah, that's real.
And to be fair, everything I said about Tua, I'm willing to come back and say, you know what, the young man is playing his butt off. And that's real. That's how you do it.
That's real, and that's what a lot of people won't do. They won't get a man his props when he's playing well. But they'll thrash him. They'll thrash him. I mean, I don't have to put a name on it. It's a bunch of people.
He's scared. Put a name on that, CB.
No, because he's thinking about the wolf pack and what I tried to explain.
I can put a name to it.
The wolf pack. The wolf pack.
I could put it to it.
The wolf pack are not against Tua.
But no, I gotta give it to one guy. One guy.
Who was one guy? Pete. Pete. I mean, Pete. I don't even count Pete. I don't count Pete.
Hey, Lewis. Remember he said yesterday he didn't come into space because he was air frying chicken.
Oh man, he said he was putting chicken in the air fryer.
Get away with this shit. He knows he's talking to me. He just don't want to admit it. He's talking to me, even though he gave me props the other day for propping up Tua.
Color, I'm not talking color. I mean, we already knew what you said. I mean, you trying to get. I see you trying to create a name right now.
Here we go.
I see you trying to create. I see you trying to create a name right now.
It just ain't right. You and me agreeing all the time, bro. It ain't right, man.
We used to go at it, color, and I knew.
Y'all used to go at it. Really?
Hey, I knew it would come to fruition that I would be right in the end.
Why do you think we had problems, Ian? Because I thought y'all were friends, man.
You thought who? Wait! You thought who was friends?
EM one of the mean girls, man. He be moving like that too.
I ain't starting this.
You thought who was friends?
We all just
I thought y'all were boys, man.
That you must have thought.
They went on a fishing trip. Y'all going on
CB83?
I only have people in my circle that's really shaking something in this community that really moved the needle. So no, you must have thought that.
Hey, my man Big Nick said drop the link for my boy, man. What's up, man?
He's the film guy, EM.
Hey, yeah, that's what they don't want. They don't want that film. That's what y'all don't want. Y'all run away from them streams, but y'all will come on where everybody talking with their emotions and all of that. Boy, y'all be all over that.
You took them notes.
That's
from
Lewis.
Last night,
that's Lewis'
CB?
favorite, boy.
You took them notes from last night, CB. That's what
I
did.
took you to class today. I took you to class today.
What notes are you referring to, Lou? What you talking about? He was taking notes. Please enlighten me on that.
Please enlighten me, because I mean I do offense and defense. I don't just do offense into a drop back. So what you talking about?
I watched the film today too.
Okay.
Oh shit! Is that a shot? Is that a shot right there?
Damn.
I don't.
Wait. What is that?
He's not one-dimensional. He goes everybody.
I do everybody. I do the whole team. It's other phases to the team.
Is that a shot?
Can I address what I meant?
Go ahead and go ahead and say what you got to say, Lou. We ain't silencing you. Say that.
Okay. Well, no, everybody's just talking. I want to make sure I hear, because last night, again, no names have to be mentioned. We were traveling around the same circles last night, CB.
I was on the same panel with you last night, Lou.
That's what I said. We were hanging around in the same circles. And shout out to Shake Money. Shake Money said that you do the best film breakdown in the community, which my response was, okay, I denied that. I said it was cat.
Yeah, you always say that. That's nothing new.
Okay, right. And then your response was, oh, I appreciate you, Shake. I'm just waiting for the film to drop. And I said, it dropped last night. Hold on. Now hold on. Yeah. I said, well, Reason is up there. He has a film. He's doing his breakdown now. Oh, you must be waiting to take notes. And then your response was, hold on, because it gets better. Your response was, Your response was, I think it drops in Canada before America or something to that effect.
It drops in NFL Plus
International.
Europe. Yes,
it probably does.
Drops.
Well,
it does.
Yeah,
well,
that's fucked up.
What I thought was funny though, there was an American also doing his film breakdown yesterday.
Who?
TD.
It was now. It was. Hey, go look at the video. There was no film breakdown.
Gotcha. Wasn't breaking down film.
Gotcha.
He wasn't breaking down the film from New England.
He was not. He did Pro Football Talk because it wasn't on US yet.
Are you capping right now?
No, go look it up yourself, bro. You dead ass wrong right now.
Yeah, have 2 videos came out. He did one of
CDTG. What I want to know is, can we get in touch with your lawyer?
Lewis, you dead in the water right now, bro.
That's what we want to know, bro.
No. We sounding capping.
He did Pro Football Talk. He did the Pro Football Talk grades because it wasn't out yet.
Go pull out the yellow.
TD did his grading system, and then he did. He did
some film afterwards. TV. Yeah,
he did afterwards.
Yeah, he didn't do it because it didn't drop until like 9:30, 10 o'clock last night. That's when it dropped last night.
Yeah, he did it on his second video because he did the grades. He did
that still don't mean he wasn't taking notes though.
Hey, but I do. Hey, you can go look. Hey, go look at my film breakdown and go look at Reasons. And I don't say anything that Reason says. I guarantee you, I don't. I don't even watch his film breakdowns.
That just means one person's right, one person's wrong.
Could be.
Oh, who is this Reason guy you're talking about? I never heard of him.
Y'all know Reason. Y'all know Reason. Stop playing.
Hey, but listen, at the end of the day, when I say he's the best, I'm not saying he's better than anybody. I just like the style he does. That's all.
He's a former quarterback, Mr. Park.
Breakdown.
You and them 8 viewers.
For a Canadian team, for an Australian team, we in rugby or something.
Damn.
I played American football.
I don't know what KP on. I don't know what he on.
KP going at everybody right now.
I'm just asking questions, man. Hey,
KP said the Reason didn't play football. That's what he said. That's what it sounded like to me.
No, man.
That wasn't me.
Damn, that's fucked up. See,
that was you, Shake. Damn, that's how y'all go at TFTG. Right.
That's fucked up. I thought that's how wars get started, right?
Hey, I can't believe you patronizing this.
That's how wars get started. Now, see, I thought that war was over. I thought that war was over. But all right, cool. All right.
I heard about some dude that was out
of pure respect. That was out of pure respect and admiration, bro.
No, that was respect.
That is cap. That is cap, bro. Yeah. Okay. All right, color. All right.
Say he played football. I'm like, what kind of football?
Okay, he said, "What kind of football?"
When I first started watching this show,
used to have this thing called Australia.
Listen. Hold on. Let he's not here right now, so let's leave.
100%. I mean, man. I mean, Rick. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what KP on. I mean, that man ain't here to defend himself.
Hold on, I didn't bring it up, man. I'm trying to figure out who y'all talking about. That's all. Oh,
man, we weren't there to defend ourselves when that clip was made. What's the difference?
Damn,
okay.
That man went on a 20-minute tear about us, bro. I wasn't allowed to clip somebody.
Now color letting you know what he owns.
That man went on a 20-minute tear about all of us, naming us by name, and I'm not allowed to clip him saying my own name.
Now, now the truth coming out that he letting you know exactly what he owns. He still he ain't buried them feelings. He hadn't buried the hatchet.
All is fair in love and war. This man said our name, and we're not allowed to clip somebody saying our name publicly.
He letting you know right now exactly what he owns. He has not buried that hatchet, and apparently he won't smoke. Apparently he won't smoke.
It's all in good fun, man. All I'm saying is all's fair in love and war, bro. I wouldn't have it to clip if he didn't use our name on his show.
Hey, run that clip back. Run that clip back.
When I made my first appearance on
CV, you really want to go there, CV? All right.
Was to suggest that TD and Reason need to team up together. They're both so talented.
Really?
That's the first thing I ever said.
You really want that, CV? All right.
I really want what, man? What I do? I'm just here, bro. I'm just here.
CB, are you the one
nobody.
giving us the most diverse film breakdown?
Bro,
CB83? Is that what you're saying?
I'm a nobody. Nobody watches my channel. I do no film breakdowns. I suck at what I do, man.
We already know that.
I'm just.
Hey, we already know that.
Clip that color.
I'm just out here, bro.
CB's calling the
that. You gotta hear that.
Another thing. There's probably 10 people that are like, "Who is this guy?" And because I just played that, they're gonna go over and maybe they find out they like him, and he just got 10 more subscribers.
Yeah, okay, Color.
Hey, you hear Color? Hey, Color giving that man business.
Back real quick. What's up, Wolfpack? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Crypto, he giving that man business over there, bro.
He giving him some business.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the link real quick for everybody to jump on, man. Y'all want to find that link?
Hey, Ian,
I was actually quite flattered when he went on a rant about us. I was flattered. I wasn't upset about it.
Ian said he out of here. Dang, Ian, you running like that?
Hey, bro.
Hey, Ian, we breaking down some film, man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man. I just want to hop up. I'm really on here because I just wanted to address Nene for a minute and, kind of express my condolences and just encourage her to, to get through, to keep her head up and get through this. But you know what I mean?
I can't wait. Have a chat. Hey, Ian, have a chat with your boy Ennis, man. Have a chat with him. A real
my boy. Why you gotta be my boy?
Hold your boy.
Y'all running Texas,
hold
man.
your
Y'all
boy,
down there in Texas,
bro. Texas boy, hold your boy accountable,
chill,
man. Real talk.
Hey, but no, real talk. Ian, I hope one day when you do get your channel, man, I can't wait for that day to happen, man. Because I respect your opinions, man.
When that day comes, we all know what time it is. Like people like with platforms like CB83, not the tailgate, because I'll always be, I kind of consider myself a kind of an honorary member of the tailgate. So it'll never be any kind of competition between us. But these fools in the minor leagues like CB and all these other idiots out here, I'm going to put them out of business. They know they're going out of business when that channel go up. They know. They already know that.
Yeah,
so you on borrowed time, CB. CB, you on borrowed time right now.
Only got
so
10 subscribers,
enjoy.
Bro. Only got 10
all you
subscribers.
gotta do is hit the go live button, man. That's all
So
it takes.
enjoy it, baby, because you're going to be out of business real soon.
Why are you calling me out, bro? I got 10 subscribers, bro.
It's all it takes is hit the go live button, Ian. That's all it takes.
Oh my God. No, I'm just tripping, man. I'm just tripping. I wish everybody, listen, I'll never, no matter what type of drama or smoke I got with anybody, as long as you out here trying to do something positive with your life and take care of your families and all of that, I will never knock another man's hustle, bro. So and really, y'all know that. People that know me personally, bro, I live by that. I live by that, and I'm gonna die by that.
Well, you just remember on your way out tonight, just remember, Color don't hate you, bro.
First single off the classic album, Reasonable Doubt. Can't Knock the Hustle with Mary J. Blige. Yep, Can't Knock the Hustle with Mary J. Blige. First single off the Reasonable Doubt album by your favorite artist, the GOAT, J. Cole.
Long live 3, baby.
Can't Knock the Hustle, 1996.
Long live Mo 3. Long live 3.
Y'all boys funny about that Mo 3, but I'm too
real quick before I get up out of here.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I don't. You know what? Really, and I no trolling or nothing. I've just never understood, why Jay-Z has built up such a following over the years, man. I think two things.
Go listen to Reasonable Doubt, and you'll understand.
Now, let's keep it real. Now, if Pac and Biggie had lived, right, if they were still alive on this earth right now, there would be no Jay-Z, bro. He benefited the most from their untimely deaths, unfortunate deaths.
Master P did too a little bit.
They benefit. I mean, he wouldn't even be here, bro. Again, I just never got really, to be honest with you, it's just not necessarily Jay-Z. It's that East Coast flavor for the most part. I'm a fan of Biggie and 50 Cent, a few other artists from the East Coast, but I always gravitated to the West Coast flavor. That was just me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
West Coast,
so,
right.
but
don't forget about Outkast and them boys in Atlanta.
Yeah. The South too. The South as well. The South as well.
Don't forget the guy in the middle of the country, bro, Nelly.
Don't
forget about that Mississippi.
Oh yeah. I hold Nelly in high regard.
The South got something to say. The South got something to say.
That's Mo 3. That's Mo 3.
You rolling with T.I. CB83?
Yeah. Tip.
You rolling with Tip?
Flavor, but the Northeast will always stand for top level lyricism. If you like lyrics, you listen to Northeast hip hop. That's just what it is.
Terrible.
Man, y'all got
It's
Nas.
terrible.
Y'all got Nas and a couple other guys, man.
We got
Nas.
And Nas is another one too, bro. I've never been a fan. I mean, really, bro.
You gotta
to
be a
honest
fan
with
of
you.
Nas. Come on, bro. If
Nah,
you're a hip-hop
you know what?
fan,
To get scientific, here's how it breaks down. West Coast South is the funk, right? And the funk carries that note that James Brown talked about. You know, what did he say? He said, you know, it's the music that echoes the groove, get it in the groove, right? Up north is more jazz. It's more jazz oriented, you know, bebop, and so the flow is different, you know. But the origination was from New York City. You gotta respect that. You just gotta respect that.
And I respect everybody. I mean, there's been a lot of good music out there. You know, North, East,
It's good on both coasts.
West Coast,
Exactly.
Tupac and them boys. Like Tupac was great. Like Biggie
Tupac was the greatest.
Yeah.
He was the greatest.
I love me some UGK, man. UGK was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Pips to the boys. You know, but
by
you know.
nature.
Yeah, but y'all need to listen. I obviously KP is not familiar with Mo 3. I mean, really, you and CB as well. You, please familiarize yourself with that man's music.
I know who Mo 3 is.
That thing you just said about the Northeast, that shit might have been true 25 years ago. But the South absolutely had equivalently changed the game, and the whole industry sounds like the South. Period.
That is true.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I no argument against that, Big Nick.
I agree with that.
But you can also argue in that same time period, the whole pop music scene has been done.
The greatest lyricists don't come from the Northeast. The greatest lyricists don't come from the Northeast. Andre 3000. Andre 3 Stacks is not from the Northeast.
Hey, by the way,
but guess who Andre 3000 wanted to emulate? Andre 3000 wanted to emulate Tribe Called Quest.
Mystical.
He was him and Drake. Him and Andre Tribe Called. Even Big Boy was trying to be the Tribe Called Quest of the South. That's a fact too.
What?
To me, the greatest.
Them boys were emulating Tribe Called Quest.
Man, look.
Ask them. Ask them. That's what they were telling you.
Outkast got one album that equal to a Tribe Called Quest whole catalog. What are you talking about?
No. Come on, you don't got to go there, Big Dick. Both are great. Come on now.
I didn't say Tribe Called Quest wasn't great. They're not on Outkast level.
Check the rhyme, cuz. Come on now.
Hey, we can talk all night about this rap stuff. That's the totally different.
The speaker box and the Love Down Below wasn't even their best albums, but that's better than anything any other duo has ever made. And those were separate solo artists albums on the same album.
Big Dick, you need to get to the low end theory, dude. Low end theory is what caused Outkast even want to rap in the first place.
At the end of the day, music is all opinion based. At the end of the day,
it's subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hey, I respect it all, man. Trust me, JT Buddy, Trick, those my guys from Miami. You know what I'm saying? JT Buddy and Trick.
In my opinion,
we got Mike Smith from down this way now.
In my opinion, the greatest lyricist of all time, and I can say this, and I've never bought one of his albums, but I can get a man his flowers, is Marshall Mathers, period.
Oh, Eminem is great.
He's a great one. There's no argument against Eminem.
I can't co-sign that he's the greatest. He definitely a top 5 lyricist.
I agree with you. I would definitely not say
I can't put him number 1. He
put him in the top 15.
But no.
He's in the top 15.
No,
he's
not
my top 10.
He's top 10.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm with Nick. Listen. I can't relate to his music, his lyrics, the things he raps about. Right. I just can't relate to that. But in terms of talent, in terms of flow, nah, man, you got to put him. He definitely in the top 5, bro. That's fact. You can't take that away from that man.
And in particular, early before anybody knew him, when Eminem was with the Backpackers in the Raucous Records days, that's when he was the most deadly. He got more rhythmic when he got with Dre, but earlier on, you need to go listen to Eminem early on when he was in New York.
What's up, Paul?
Hey man, I just came in. Hey, I just wanted to stop through, show some love to Nene and the crew, man. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Appreciate y'all boys, man. Hey, I love what y'all do. Keep grinding.
Don't run, Stevie. You running, dog? You running? Don't run, dog. Don't run, man.
Start talking about football, bro. So
you running? Oh yeah. Anything constructive, you know, CB don't have no part of that.
All right, so let's do it.
CB going to listen to that DC Mike Lee. That go-go music.
Tua must be playing
what you know
really
about that
well.
go-go?
Hey, hold on, real
There's
quick.
nothing
Hey,
to talk about.
Woo-Bag, won't you come up and join the panel, man? Bless us with your
I ain't
presence,
heard from
man.
Woo in a minute. I ain't heard
Get
from
up
Woo in
here,
a minute.
He's
Yeah,
down there
get on up here,
chasing
Woo.
kangaroos. That's
Hey,
what
give Woo my
Man's
spot,
been
man.
busy.
Hey,
Man's been busy
Tua
with
must
that
be
channel,
playing
bro.
really well because they have nothing to talk
Man.
about.
You know,
I
he's
put
got
Mr.
like
Negative
4
up
million
here.
subscribers, bro. He's a busy man.
How you doing?
They got nothing
He's
to talk
out there.
about. Tua must be
Well, Color,
balling.
he's out there
What's going
hugging
on,
koala
man?
bears and chasing kangaroos.
Same old.
Yep,
Listen to all the
and showing
arguments.
us all the parties
Go
over
ahead,
in
Mr. Negative.
Australia.
Tell them about the supremacy of Prodigy as a rapper. Go ahead, Mr. Negative. Break down Prodigy from Mobb Deep on him.
I don't think I'm the person to ask about the rap music.
Mr. Negative said, "I'll take."
Me neither, Mr. Negative. I just like mine in spurts. You know what I mean? There's a couple things I like.
My favorites were like back in the day where you had 2 Live Crew and all, and then Run DMC and all those guys. That's the era I'm from. So.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say, well, probably he seems like more of a, a Motley Crue or you know what I mean?
Actually, I'm classic Rocky. Yeah,
What you trying to say, Ian?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm a fan.
My
Hey, bro.
favorite genre
He's
is
more like
reggae
Led,
and ska,
more like
bro.
Led Zeppelin.
Hey, old school. Hey, I'm a fan too. Hey, it's on my rotation as well. I ain't ashamed to admit it. Old school rock.
Who EM? Led Zeppelin?
No,
Yeah, I mean, I
I
grew up with
don't
all
go
that,
back
but
quite
there
that
ain't
far.
nothing
But
makes me happier.
Pink Floyd, Grateful Dead.
He's
I
got
grew up with
Williams
all,
got
I
the
grew up
Google
with all
dolls
the,
on
like
there.
the, I grew up with all what we'll call the Caucasian genres, of course, and I love all that stuff. But man, there's nothing in the world that actually physically changes my emotions to happy, other than reggae and ska. Man, it's just the greatest music ever.
Ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like Bob, boy. Bob
Marley, Peter Tosh, John Hope, Dennis Brown.
Black
Hell,
Uhuru, you
family,
can't
man.
beat
The
no Black
Marley family.
Uhuru.
It don't just stop with Bob. It's his family. Yeah,
Yo, y'all ever heard Black Uhuru's version of Jimi Hendrix?
Guess who's coming to
Hey
dinner?
Joe,
Dr.
bro.
J. Come on.
Y'all boys be easy, man.
Hey, I love
All
all
right,
music,
Stevie.
but there's nothing like country rap.
all right.
Thank you,
Country
CB.
West.
Your takes are
That's
still
EM's.
terrible.
That's up Neums right there.
Don't be thinking that man, Nate. Let him
No, I
go.
said his takes are still terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, you know the best part about all the music genres that you guys are naming out about what's good and what's great, and the best part about that is one common denominator.
Use the hope for that.
They were all invented. They were all invented by somebody that looked like me.
Use a hope for that, Lou. Use a hope for that. I see you in that chat. Use a hope for that.
Pretty much
Hey, Big Vic, we were busy in caves plucking 2-string guitars while y'all were creating some real music, bro.
Well, all I know is Bob
Hey,
Marley
I'm a
said
fan.
with
Hey,
it.
man, I'm a fan.
It was a spinoff too. Big Vic.
Hey man, I'm a fan of all music. I'm gonna be honest. It just depends on when I'm working and I got my headphones on. It just depends on what mood I'm in. But I have a very diverse taste in music.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. I got
the same way.
I need somebody who wants to volunteer real quick because I got somebody special in the back, man. I need somebody.
I'll step out. I've been on here too long. I'll go down.
Hang on real quick. Cap, use a hoe for that too, by the way. I see both of them in the chat.
Go ahead, put me down now.
I usually put myself down, but no, not this time, man. I got a special guest, man. I am blessed to be joined by the one, the only Mr. Woo-Back. What's going on, brother?
What's up, mate? Thumbs up. What a great year to be a fun fan.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man. Thank you
I
for
hope you
blessing
keep
us with your presence, brother.
How's it going?
Good, man. I'm doing good.
We good. What's good, Woo? Hey, man. Hey, long time, bro.
Right now, because of time difference. Right now, I'm in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm heading to Australia next month. Next week. Actually, I'm heading to Sydney for a bit. But
that's what's up, man.
I tell you what, bro. Here down under, people are Dolphins crazy because Tua's balling out, Tyreek is balling out. And I'm like, I went down to my local store and I saw these dude in Dolphins in a Merino jersey. I said, dude, are you a Dolphins fan? He goes, yeah. I said, since when? He goes, I don't know, since I've been seeing him on TV lately. Which is a good sign, you know. I mean, over here is the rugby country, you know. I mean, there's quite a bit of football fans here. You know, most of them follow the popular teams like the Steelers and New England Patriots. Yeah, we kill those mothers, man. We kill those mofos.
Man, what a time to be alive, bro! I tell you. Every day, man.
You know, and kudos to you guys for keeping the community alive. You know, I've been watching, even though the time's difference. I've been keeping in touch with Shake. Shake Money, the wine connoisseur. But I tell you, you know, I've been listening to Reason show, the Tailgate show. You know, it's sad that I hope Larry gets his show back on. And I even go on Crazy TD just to pump my blood pressure up. But even they're all coming around. You know, I know in the end of the day, you know, they just want the best for the team, and they played well. I think,
as the old saying goes, Wooback, winning cures all, don't it?
Yes, and, you know, Tua, check this out. The way I look at it, Tua galvanized the fan base. You know, he divided the fan base. You know, he when he came in, he divided the fan base. But I think now he's bringing the fan base together because he's balling out and because he's a good guy. And we're finally seeing what M and those guys have been preaching from day one, what they saw in him from Bama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, to move back though, you know, I've never, like to your point about Tua dividing the fan base. I don't think Tua, I don't put that, I don't assign that blame to Tua. That's the fan base. They chose to.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean?
You got to admit, EM, it's a lot of what the organization has handled this situation over the last 4 years.
That is true. That is true. But it's such unfortunately.
But it ain't Tua's fault.
Right.
I get what Wooback's saying.
I get what he's saying.
The fan base became divided when he got here, and that's not his fault. But you know, it is what it is.
People think, you know, the way I look at it. People also blame Flores, but you know, Flores did his thing. You can't blame Flores either. Different coach, different regime. People just need to lay. It didn't fit Flores' scheme when he came in as a rookie, injured. Like everyone, you know, everyone with a brain know that, you know, he should have said his first year. But you know, it worked out. Imagine, you know, I mean, it was meant to be. I think Miami franchise is supposed to have two on the team because, man, not too long ago. Everybody was trying to get rid of him. But, you know, for somehow in the grace of, you know.
Not everybody.
You know, not everybody. But, I mean, at one time, everybody was calling for everybody else but Tua. But thank our lucky stars that met Coach landed in Miami. And he's managed to get the team together. And, you know, obviously, Tua's playing his best football under the guidance of Drip, you know.
And, you know, he deserves immense credit. You know, Tua, in the midst of all of that storm. I'm sorry, Wooback. I thought you were finished, Tom. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right, brother.
No, reason I was talking about this the other day. And, you know, at the end of the day, man, Tua deserves a lot, not just on the field. Yeah, you know, that's his job. And, you know, he's getting paid an obscene amount of money to play a game at the end of the day. But in terms of how he's conducting himself, and again, you got to give you got to give credit where credit is due. You know, a lot of people, myself, I was one on the Deshaun Watson train. I said, you know, I'm 10 toes on that. You know, at the time, I felt like that was the best course of action the organization should have taken, right? But at the end of the day, you know, my mom, you know, I share this with people on occasion. My mom used to always she always taught us sometimes in life, this is one of her sayings. It used to be one of her sayings. Sometimes in life, the best decisions that you make are the ones that you don't make. And for now in hindsight, as we're all looking in the rear view, 2021, you know, and you're looking at
to do that, I don't think you get to say Tua deserves credit from the fan base when a lot of us that don't apply to us because
I didn't say from the fan base. Hang on. First off,
let him finish.
Hang on. First off, that's don't cut me off. A, B, you didn't even listen. You didn't even finish everything. You didn't even listen to what I said. I didn't say nothing about the fan base. I said he primarily deserves the credit. Himself, because in the midst of all of that turmoil, organizationally, the fan base, etc. How he conducted himself. He just put his head down and went to work, and he deserves 100% of the credit for the product that we're seeing now. And well, call it what you want, whatever. He deserves credit, bro.
I've already been there.
So at the end, and again, and see, here's another issue too that I have. You know, people like Nick, right? People like and again, I'm gonna go there right now. Individuals like him, as well as other people in the fan base, right? They sit up here and they spew that nonsense about, oh well, I was with Tua, 100% of the time, and I never left his side, and I always hoped he would be the guy. Hope is the word that I'm choosing to highlight, because me personally, anybody that's been listening to me long enough, you all know I'm always 100%. No matter what player, no matter what position, 1 through 53, I am always coming from what the film is telling me, right? I don't deal in feelings. I don't deal in hope. And no, I go off what the film is telling me. And if you want to sit up here and act like just because you hoped and prayed, you lived in your you was in your feelings, you clearly in your feelings now.
You don't think that's an assertion you're putting on me? You don't think that's an assertion you're putting on me that I hope and prayed that Tua would be the man? You don't think that's an assertion?
Please.
He's been going for 10 minutes.
Because at the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, bro. Again, I'm not trying to go back and rehash the whole Tua Watson narrative, but at the end of the day, from a film perspective, I mean, this is just the facts. At that time, bro, there was nothing analytic based, there was nothing film based that anybody, and I would religiously call out everyone, please, if I am incorrect, because we all know the battles that I had going back and forth about that narrative at that time, right? I encouraged everyone. I called everybody to the table, and not one, let alone little Nicky, showed up with any clips of film saying that would justify us hanging on to Tua compared to Deshaun Watson at that time, bro. That is a fact.
Now, can I speak now? Can I speak real quick on that?
You can try. Go ahead.
That has been something that Nicholas, stop, please stop. That is something you just said that, you know what, you're going to get credit because you was on that bandwagon, but now you see the light. However, what you failed to mention by bringing those two up about who had better tape is that the conditions Tua was playing under. The offensive coordinator.
I was clear about that.
You're not going to add no nuance to that. You're just going to say he was playing better, even though one had a more well-established offensive system and coaches, and you're still going to try to hold that.
Does anybody remember the engagements back in 2020 and 2021 when this possibility surfaced? You remember all that nuance I brought to them conversations? Crypto, you remember that, though, right?
I wasn't here then.
Oh, okay, I know you wasn't. Just like you don't know what the hell you're talking about right now.
But no, just like you're going to mention that little Nicky didn't bring any film. I wasn't here then, so acknowledge that too.
You didn't, and you still didn't. You never come from a place of film, bro. You never do.
What? Now that's the end that I know. A lot of fun. That's what's up.
I never come. So
you hear these idiots come up here. Well, just because I hope to. You see it on Twitter. You see it on all these social media platforms. They up here holding their hands now and acting like.
You are full of assertions, and you have absolutely no evidence to back up none of this.
Can you spell that for me? Can you spell that for me right now? Because I don't know what that means. Please spell that for me.
B-I-C-K. B-I-G-D-I-C-K. Is that good for you?
Anyway, like I said, and for people, like I said again, and in the first place, we all know that's just the perspective I take with every player. It could be Robert Hunt, it could be Xavier Howard, it could be Javon Holland. If the possibility comes up that the Dolphins can improve at a position, and if it's warranted based off the film, I am going to entertain that. When this conversation initially surfaced, right, about Deshaun Watson, I purposely brought up two examples to everyone. I said, so you mean to tell me if the LA Rams, right, are picking up the phone and calling the Miami Dolphins and inquiring about this, saying, look, we want to move off of Aaron Donald right now, but we want Raekwon Davis in return. I said, are you making that move? Everyone, absolutely, I'm making that move. I said, the Dallas Cowboys, they want to move off of Jack Martin, right? I want Robert Tunner in return. Are you at that time? Are you making that move? Oh, absolutely. So at the time, why was it any different with the quarterback position? Same scenario.
To me, that's a bad face.
You know what the difference? You know what the difference is?
We
You know what the difference is? You were in your feelings. Oh, it's because I like this guy, right? I like this guy. I'm completely in my feelings about this guy. That's why. That's the difference.
So, you said the gap between, at that time, you said the gap between Deshaun Watson and Tua Tagovailoa is as wide as it is between Aaron Donald and Raekwon Davis? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. At that time,
absolutely.
At that time, it was.
Hey,
The gap was that wide.
It is what it is. I'm done with that.
Hey, you crazy, Ian.
Anyway, guys, have a great day. I got to go about my day.
No, he's not.
Thank you for having me up here, Color and Shake Money.
Hey, Woo. Woo.
Hey,
Salute to you, man. Always respect. That's one of the that's one of the community's best kept secrets right there. Salute to you, man.
You know, the fan base of growing here down under, a lot of Dolphin fans. You know, all our Usos, we call ourselves the big Oos. You know, Tua's the big Oos, the Oos gang. But you know, not only that, I think before I go, the other thing that I think the vibe of the fan base and the vibe of the team, reason why they're going on in McDaniel and the coaching staff, Tyreek played a big part because that boy got big kahunas. His vibe, his energy is just so infectious at the team. Calvin, you know, and he helped Tua a lot, you know, just to get that confidence. Tua always had the talent. I mean, you don't come into a second half in the championship game and get the championship if he didn't have talent. Tua always had the talent, but thank God we got McDaniel, who saw he can work with Tua, and he saw the talent that he had, and he knew that was his guy. And you know, now the results in the pudding. But the thing, us as a fan base, I think we need to put all those you know, whatever beef we have with each other to the side, because I think it's going to be a great year to be a Dolphin fan.
Hey,
what a time to be alive.
Make sure you guys are going over to Kosai Can. That's KOSICAN on YouTube. Kosai Can. That's Wubak's channel, and he does great work.
Yeah. By the way, if I go to New Zealand, right, 5 things we finna do. First, we're gonna go to that your favorite coffee place, because you have a lot of good coffee places.
Yeah, man. If you come to New Zealand, we go drink some wine, real New Zealand wine, because you're a wine guy.
Yeah.
Not only that, Shake, we're gonna drink New Zealand wine and good New Zealand coffee and good New Zealand. We're gonna smoke some good New Zealand weed.
Yeah, and then I'm going to that. I'm going to the whatchamacallit. I'm going to one of those Greek buses, man.
You realize though, Wubak, that the marijuana don't know that it's from New Zealand, right?
Hey, Woo.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Only the farmers do. Hold on.
Let me finish my statement here. And then we're gonna go to Cuba Street, and then after that, I'm gonna give me some good pancake, man. Damn, bro. Ever since I seen that video.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my man. You know, I'm about to hit 5,000. I'm going to send some, when I get my merch down, I'll send some merch to you guys. You know, I was doing clothing before I got into the YouTube game. I got a brand, a label, you know?
Right on.
Hey, Lou, how do you guys feel about Bronson Reed over there?
Don't be a stranger, man.
What's that?
I say keep up the good work, man. Don't be a stranger.
I've been watching the time difference.
I know you're wrestling. Yeah, I know. I've seen you around. How do you guys feel about Bronson Reed?
Bronson Reed. What's that?
You talking about
Sorry, I didn't.
I was saying, I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but if you are, how are you guys feeling about Big Bronson Reed? He's a wrestler.
Well, to be honest, I'm old school, man. I stopped being a wrestling fan since Booker T days.
Damn. What? He said Booker T.
Booker T, man.
Damn, Wubak. Salute. Harlem Heat, baby.
Booker T got
my guy. But what you gonna call me? Brown was my name. That dude did it for reals.
No, but I got to back up EM to his point earlier, though, because you're at the time. Let's not forget.
Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
At the time, at the time that EM is referring to, that y'all are talking about, at that time, Mac Jones with a whole team of garbage was making it to the playoffs in his rookie year. So there was justification to be looking at upgrades at that time.
Yeah, Cole. Listen. Everybody is on the same page in terms of where he is now. But when these idiots come up here like Little Nicky, right, and they come up here and act like or portions of the fan base, additional portions of the fan base, come up here and act like Tua didn't put out bad tape. He self-admittedly. And how convenient they forget Tua self-admittedly, right? Things that he needed to improve upon, right? They act like there was never any bad tape, and they always want to blame everybody, their mama, their grandmama, and their dog as the reason why we didn't see more consistency from Tua in his first 2 years.
Bro, we tested it here. We tested it here, bro. We literally said verbatim what Tua said on the field in his after-game interview last year. One of them,
he's
right?
the biggest hater.
We said it verbatim what he said, and the Tuaneers still attacked us, bro.
Hey, he was a rookie,
guys.
but
It happens,
to say Aaron Donald and he was that far.
Can you guys hear me?
No, go ahead, Mitt. Go ahead.
Wait.
No, I just want to say hello, guys. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a great show, man. Great show. I don't know if you remember, but Color, we're live on right now, so I just wanted to remind you.
Oh my God, it's already 7 after 8. I'm out, guys. I'll be back.
But no biggie. I'm still live on both. Actually, it's kind of funny.
I'm sorry, Miss Fins. I'm heading
No, it's funny, man. I'm live on both right now. So
sweet.
There you go.
So you busted me. You brought the whole audience over and busted me. Well, hello, Miss Fins audience. I will be right over.
No worries. Listen, guys, great show you guys have had here. To me, you know I love you guys for sure. Come check us out, League Wide Wednesday tonight at 8. Obviously now, but again, keep doing what you're doing. And listen, like I always say, if you have haters, that means you've made it. So congratulations, guys. You guys done made it. That's all you gotta worry about.
110%. I couldn't agree more.
Positive. Just stay positive. That's it. But anyways, guys, I gotta get back to my show.
Okay,
but thank you so much for having me. Have a great night.
Throughout the globe.
Where Lewis at? Hey, let's go. Somebody go wake up that rabid dolphin real quick so we can put this fool in the dirt real quick.
Oh, you need Lewis. Okay, bet.
No, I don't.
There you go. I get it.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Big shout out.
Hey, brother. Hey, woo. Salute to you, man. Always respect, bro.
Yeah, woo, man. Keep it up, man.
Appreciate you.
Hey, don't be too hard on them Tasmanian devils, man.
Yeah. Hey, have a great day or night, gentlemen.
And them kangaroos.
Right.
Hold on. Don't go yet. Woo back. Don't go nowhere. Where's Woo back? You there?
Yo.
Yeah. Hold on. I got somebody right here real quick that want to say hi. Wait.
Oh, what's up? Q.
That's Q.
Q, you there?
He probably don't even know he been brought up.
Hey, I'm surprised. I'm surprised
yo.
Doc is awake.
Can y'all hear me?
Yo.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
We can hear you.
Okay, bet. What's up, everybody? What's up to the panel? Shake Money, Lou.
Q, what's
Crypto,
good, bro? What's good?
Mr. Negative, Big Nick, Papa Paul, Reggie Brown. Hey, what's up? Tell him Maloso. You feel that? Okay, me.
What Michael Malo?
What up, Oos?
What's
up, Oos?
Hey, Big Nick. Hey, what's good, everybody?
Sorry, Q. You need to leave the Steelers and come full time with the Funds, homie.
Nah. I'm not gonna do that. Hey, woo, I'm not gonna do that. Now, you'll never find me not ever be, backing up my team. I'm gonna stay 10 toes on my Steelers, bro.
Hey,
that's it.
Hey,
stay loyal to home soil.
Hey, listen. After Big Manjo, we're gonna get Troy Polamalu as our defensive coordinator. So there you go.
Oh hell no.
Okay, later, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll back. Appreciate you, brother.
Take care now, also.
Okay,
hey, take care, bro. Take care.
Yeah.
Man, what we talking about? Ian, what we talking about, bro?
Bro. You got these fools up here, man. Bro, that bothers the shit out of me. You get these idiots up here raising a hand. I never left to his side. I never left his back. I always had his back. Like that makes their knowledge base any bigger, which we know damn well. Hearing them for 2 minutes, know that that's not the case, right? A and then B, bro. It's like,
well, it does a little bit. I was day one on tour.
That was
So
another
you
one too.
damn
That's
Johnny
big.
come lately.
I was coming
Now
to
you
you.
damn Johnny come
okay,
I was
lately.
getting to you.
Now
I was
you
coming to
damn
you as
Johnny
well,
Let
Doc.
me be the difference.
I was
Hold up,
coming.
gentlemen.
I was
Hold up,
coming to you
gentlemen.
too, Doc. I was just about to
Hold up,
get you
gentlemen.
too.
Hold up, gentlemen. Now let me be the difference to this conversation. Now, EM, everybody on this panel know, everybody in chat know I'm the biggest tour guy. I'm not even a Dolphins fan. I came here because of tour. Now, and EM knows this because we've had this conversation 2 years ago. On panels in the past, and I've said this. Now, my stance on tour is from the perspective of potential, right? Because we know he has some bad plays, and there are numerous, on the film. Like, you can watch the film, you can see he has made bad plays, and I put that on him because he made the decision to make those throws, and but I also see him flashed. Now, on the plays that he did flash, the concern was consistency. You remember that, Ian? We had a conversation about consistency.
And have you not heard me? And Q, all fairness, bro, this ain't no you taking up for me or you valid. No, you've heard me.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I hear idiots like Little Nicky, right, come with this nonsense like I turn my back on him and this, bro, at the end of the day, bro, when you come to the evaluate, and I'm not saying I'm no bigger than nobody else or bro, I'm a fan just like everyone else. But I try to model, and this is just me being over the years, right? My philosophy and approach about my projections about this team, I try to align it with the individuals that actually get paid millions of dollars to evaluate the status of franchises, right? And that includes coaches, players, schemes, etc. So I try to do that, right? And when it comes to evaluating players, and what people forget is pre-draft 2020, there was no two bigger Tua fans, right, advocating for the Dolphins to draft him other than Reason and EM. That is a fact. All you motherfuckers, I know you want to take it away, but no, these are facts. The receipts are there, right? So if you recall when we drafted him, I said, I was elated when they drafted him because I was like, damn, first off, that's a player that because at that time, we were in the early stages of coming around on YouTube. And I thought it was the coolest thing to where for months and months and months prior to the draft, leading up to the draft, all of our for the most part, a lot of our projections about players, not just Tua, but there were several other players that the Dolphins actually selected. So it was the coolest thing for me to see that the Dolphins, that projections that I personally put out, as well as other reason as well, but I'm just coming from my perspective, it was the coolest thing for me to see that one of my projections, the Dolphins actually drafted and selected that player. So when they did that, that was the coolest thing for me. But what did I say on TD Foolish Talks draft show that day? I said, okay, yeah, I'm happy. I went ballistic, but I said, now the evaluation is reset. I said, now I'm evaluating him from a Dolphins perspective. And that's been my approach since day one, that it will always be my approach with any player 20 years from now,
and
30 years from now, 50 years from now.
From a film-based perspective.
So I don't understand why that rubs people the wrong way, bro. That is how people, the evaluation fluctuates based off, if the film is fluctuating, that's going to reflect in the evaluation. Right,
100%. I agree with that. If you're coming from a film-based perspective, and if Tua plays poorly, and you're gonna your summary or your reflection of his performance will be a negative one. If he plays good, it's a good one.
Yeah.
And so
and you remember because see, people act like that. I sat up here for 2 years and trashed Tua. No, I always preach game by game. And when in the midst of the criticism, when Tua would have a good game, and I would always give him credit. Well, this is a step in the right direction, right? Mm-hmm. Hopefully Tua can build off this. Hopefully he can build off that. He put more when it was warranted. Now, if he doesn't play well, even this year, guess what? If he doesn't play well in a game, and I think primarily, and especially if we lose, and I feel like primarily it's his fault, well, guess what? That criticism is going to resurface based off what he put on film in that particular game. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not a feelings guy, bro. right? I'm not. That's the difference between me and idiots like Little Nicky and a lot of this fucking fan base. Why people used to come at me that are the 2-9 members and all of that. They are completely and 100% led by their goddamn feelings. And you shouldn't. Any responsible evaluator does not move like that.
Yeah, just because you had a trash game doesn't mean you're a trash player. One trash game doesn't mean you're a trash player. And that's all that is.
But Ian, a lot of people were being called Tua because you believed in Tua from day one, and that's a fact.
And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
No, but Reggie, that word has been hijacked and that word's been unfairly hijacked. That's not what they mean. They mean blindly supporting him and not giving him no criticism, even if he does wrong.
That is, you can love Tua. Listen, I learned my lesson with Dan Marino to not fall in with Ricky Williams, Jason Taylors of the world, Zach Thomas's of the world. I learned my lesson with those guys. I'm never going to fall in love with players again because players, y'all hear me say this all the time. Players come and go. Coaches come and go. The logo is where my emotions will always reside, bro. Nothing more, nothing less. Why is that a damn issue? I don't understand why people have such a problem with that.
But Ian, let me say it this way. When people were all right with saying, okay, y'all don't criticize Tua, but then when somebody said, well, you got the worst defense, the worst receivers, worst running back, then it was you was making excuses.
No, I never said that.
I agree with that again. But that's how it was. I'm not saying you. I'm saying that's how it was.
But you can evaluate whether or not somebody's still good, even with some situations that's not so favorable around them. We can fairly evaluate Zach Wilson, and he's got terrible guys around him for the most part, and he's freaking and he's a bad quarterback. You can do that. You can still make an evaluation, even if somebody's observable.
Year 2 or 3 of Tua to year 2 or 3 of Josh Wilson.
Yeah, year 1 of his, he had nobody. He didn't have Garrett.
Oh my God!
What do you mean? See what he's saying? I'm saying you can still evaluate a quarterback based on film, based on what the decisions he's making to go to a certain receiver in a certain given situation.
I always evaluate,
regardless of a receiver catching his football.
He's
not being judged on somebody dropping his footballs or DVP not being able to separate.
Hang on, Crypto. I always try to evaluate a player when. I never blamed Tua for when he dropped back. He took a 3-step drop and he immediately has two defenders in his face. I never criticized Tua for that. It's only when, and believe it or not, in 2020 and 2021, as bad as that O-line was, there was enough of a sample size of when the pocket was clean. And Tua had options to evaluate the field and deliver the football, where he was supposed to deliver it within the structure, within the schedule, staying on schedule, and when the timing of the play call. There was enough of sample size to properly evaluate him. But it's the 2-9 members, right, that were blindly saying that was bullshit, that the O-line not one time of the 3,000 dropbacks he had between 2020 and 2021. Not one time did the line hold up and give Tua an opportunity to evaluate the field. Those are the idiots that I'm coming at.
That's basically what they're saying.
Serious about it. They went as far as saying sabotage, and they were dead serious about that. And that's where the bullshit was entered into the whole dialogue. What you had was folks trying to be objective about this quarterback and decide, just like the team was, whether he was the right guy going forward or not. And that was a genuine debate to be had, right? It was. We could all be, pleased with the progress that the young man has made. But the bullshit, Dr. Brown, came in when those sycophants, those loyalists, those idiots, the Tua-sexuals made him a crucible, not to be crossed. They made him a symbol of war. He didn't choose it. They did. Well, let's just be clear about that.
Well, I would say this. So let me respond to that. Another dishonest take again.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, dog.
Saying it's dishonest take doesn't make it a dishonest take.
Well, so I would say this.
I was going to continue, but Dr. Brown is going to go, so I'm respecting to let him go.
No. I'm gonna respect you. You go ahead, bro.
Oh, now you respect the folks. Now you respect the folks.
The reason I'm saying that's a dishonest take. The reason I'm saying it's dishonest take is because when you sit up there and say that that's a fair discussion to have, when that's a fair discussion to have, and you purposely are now not entering any of the nuances, any of the things that hinder that cause situations to be there, to me, it becomes
nuances were entered.
The team was having that discussion. The team was entertaining whether or not to get Watson, whether or not to get Rodgers. What do you mean? We as fans were just
evidently the team must have looked at film base to make the decision to upgrade. That was a collective approach to do an upgrade.
But it wasn't.
Apparently, Greer,
They was wrong.
Ross, and Flores.
Let's stop there. For you to say the team, okay, Stephen Ross and the other guy purposely went after Tom Brady. They didn't go after Deshaun. He didn't go after Deshaun Watson.
Yes, they did. They all did. They was 4 signatures away. Yes, it was. He clearly said they needed 4 more signatures, and he would have been the deal would have been done. They had already agreed to terms. It's in the press, Nick.
What Stephen Ross did?
We had already agreed to terms to sign him, and the 4 women held out. He needed the civil lawsuits. He needed the civil lawsuits. He needed the civil lawsuits to be settled. He didn't give a shit about the criminal because the criminal lawsuits was all crap. Because the criminal part was garbage. It was nothing but 22 gold diggers coming after this man, and then Stephen Ross told him to go kick rocks.
Come on,
y'all gonna defend Nene and then call her.
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
But
that's what those women were. That's what they were, and I said, go argue with the judge. Go argue with the judge. The judge called them gold diggers too. The judge agreed with me. The judge agreed with me in this case. The judge agreed with me in this case. I called them gold diggers from day one, and 2 years later, the court came out and said it. Absolutely said it in the brief.
That's some funny shit, bro.
Absolutely, the judge said it. He all but called them gold diggers, just like I did from day one. And Stephen Ross agreed with it. Because he said, go settle the lawsuit. Go settle the civil side. Go settle the civil side, and you'll become a Dolphin. And out of the 22 women, 4 women didn't decide to sign. It was 4 signatures away, basically. 4 signatures is the reason why Deshaun Watson is out of Dolphin.
So they weren't gold diggers. They weren't gold diggers. Then
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Oh, they were big time gold diggers, and the Texas judge, 2 Texas County judges agreed with me.
That's not exactly.
I was the only one. I was the only one that went out there on day one. Said they had 235 million reasons to go dig, and that's what they were doing.
So
Okay,
every single one of them.
Okay, let's get some order here. Let's get some order here real quick, please. All right,
I ain't moving off that square. Them motherfuckers was gold digging, and the judge agreed.
Get him, Crypto. Get him, Crypto. Turn up, Crypto.
Hold on.
Turn all the way up, goddammit. Put his ass in the dirt.
Yo. Listen, relax.
You call him Big Nick, and I'm the one who can't say nothing.
Hey,
order in the court. Y'all pick and choose.
Yeah, Big Nick, you go ahead. Big Nick, go ahead.
Y'all pick and choose, boy. Y'all wow.
Listen,
go ahead, Big Nick,
when you wanna take so much time to prove Big Nick wrong, you very seldom even listen to me. No one disagreed with any of the last 10 minutes Crypto just said. What I said was Stephen Ross and the other Bill or whatever his name was, they pursued Tom Brady. What happened with Deshaun Watson? What happened with Deshaun Watson was. What happened with Deshaun Watson is Stephen Ross gave his blessing.
Let me speak, Emmy.
Stephen Ross gave his blessing to pursue him if they felt that was going to be a viable trade. He vetted him, but he didn't himself actively go out and pursue and say, I want Deshaun.
So where's the dishonesty? Where's the dishonesty in the statement that the team was not entertaining options? Because that was the charge. That was the charge you levied.
Again, right.
You levied a charge of dishonesty. So explain how you proved that just now.
I hear you. You don't have to continue to repeat it over and over again. I hear you the first time. That's how we move the conversation along, buddy.
But you're disparaging the character of my comment by calling it dishonest in the first place.
Well,
so prove that damn point. Prove the point, because you can't. Because it was not dishonest.
I'm trying to address it.
Can I say that those points are like kind of pointless? Because have you watched the man play? Have you watched the man play this season?
So they were wrong.
I think we
so a 2-game sample size after missing 700 freaking days of football. That's a really way to gauge it.
Well,
Pam, the only reason why this is a conversation is, and again, I'll assume part of that blame because.
Hey, listen,
hang on, Shape. I'll assume a part of that blame, veering the conversation in this direction. But Little Nicky is the one that came up here and was that kind of brought this whole situation up about people not turning their backs on Tua. And that's a paraphrase, but that's the point that he was trying to make, right? So I was up here trying to give Tua, the credit, 100% of the credit of the product we're seeing on the field now. I give him all that credit, in the midst of all of that criticism and from the organization, I might add, right? Trying to entertain these other alternatives. Tua did nothing but kept his mouth shut, stayed off social media, and put his head down and went to work. And that needs to be commended. So I don't know why people, when they hear people like myself that on occasion, when warranted, I might add, when we're critical of Tua, they automatically say that, oh, well, damn, you turn your back on him. And
I want to fix that for you.
That shit is fucking ridiculous.
I don't know why. I want to fix that when it comes from my perspective. If you give me an opportunity to fix it, the reason I say it's a dishonest take, because the way you're presenting yourself right now is that you go by the evidence, you go by the film, you go by everything. 2 years later, and you have the hindsight to see that, Tua was in a fucked up situation back then. So maybe my evaluation may have been skewed. That's what I'm saying.
And you're wrong. And I'm telling you flat again, Little Nicky. You said self-admittedly. You just said that, Little Nicky. You just said that. You just self-admittedly. You just self-admittedly stated.
Listen, Papa Paul's going to have to get off here in just a couple minutes. His space starts. So let him.
Stop talking so much.
Okay, Little Nicky.
Shut up for a second. Jesus Christ. I got to go make another drink before I start my show. Some of y'all get a little bit out of hand, but come join my show. We're going to be talking about this past week's situations of a lot of things that happened at the stadium, that happened to a friend personally, as well as up.
Oh, you knew the guy, Papa Paul? You the guys involved?
No. Something else that happened to another friend of mine that he might be on the panel tonight. He might not, but we'll see. And it involves Dolphin fans, though. So, other than that, my show's at 8:45. YouTube, Facebook. You'll find me there.
All right,
Shake. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to go make another drink. Bye.
All right, man.
Sorry about that,
Shake
Paul.
it up good, Papa Paul. Shake that
Can
drink
I just
up
say
good.
this real quick?
Papa Paul.
But see, the charge of dishonesty
Make a drink.
totally illustrates what I was trying to say about how these Tua loyalists act. They inflame the argument by injecting charges against someone's character by saying things like, that was dishonest. That's where the passion comes in. That's like adding fuel to and spark to a non-existing fire. Because, like we've just proven in the last 10 minutes, the team itself admittedly looked at Brady, looked at Watson, while Tua was still in-house. These are facts, right? So when the fan base entertains these...
just like y'all was.
Okay, and that's called hindsight, Dr. Brown. Okay, Dr. Brown, but that is hindsight.
No, that's hindsight.
That is hindsight.
That's hindsight for y'all.
Oh, because you were loyal.
That's hindsight for everybody, for about 99%
that's
of the
hindsight
people.
for the people. No, that's hindsight.
Reggie,
those of
Dr.
us
Brown.
said, Wait,
do you
let me
agree
just
that?
respond. Let me just
Okay,
respond.
go.
Just let me
Yes, sir.
respond,
Go
and
ahead.
then you can go.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
hindsight for those of you, those of you who didn't see what we saw, which was a guy, even as a rookie, even though he was hurt, he had excellent pocket presence. He had quick reading the other defense. He could make all of the throws. He was just hurt. Those are things that we were saying from Jump Street. So don't come and
You were
say,
not the
"Oh,
only one
Tua is
saying that,
grown,"
Dr. Reggie.
huh?
He's not saying he was, though. He's not saying we were saying he was.
From week one, we
No,
were being
no, from
objective about what he brought to the table. Hold on.
From week one when I saw Tua, there were those of us
Okay.
who said this
And
kid
hey,
got it.
let me
Let me finish and I'll let you go.
I
When
defer
we
to your
said,
credibility as an NFL player too, Doc. I'm trying to give you
well, that
authority
ain't really
here.
got
And,
nothing. Wait, don't do. Well, I
I'm calling that
appreciate that,
credibility
but
into
you don't have
question
to do
right
that.
now. I'm calling that I'm calling the credentials into question right
no,
now.
hold on, Ian. You got to give Doc. You got to give Dr. Reggie his plaudits for his view. He's a former NFL player, so he did deserve some respect. But
I do
Dr.
let me
Reggie,
say this. Let me say
it's
this.
just
I
as
appreciate you saying
likely
that.
that
I
I'm
appreciate
calling
you saying
into
that, but I'm a
question
fan
his
just like
credentials
you.
right
I'm
now.
a fan just like you. I'm a
okay.
fan
All
just
right.
like you, bro. So I
I'm trying
appreciate
to
you
pay you
saying it,
maximum
but
respect, Dr. Brown.
But
yeah, I
KP, real quick,
appreciate that.
KP, if I
Right.
may, let me address Doc real quick about
No,
what
let
you just.
KP. I'm tired of you.
Yeah, I know
You ain't
you.
talking
I'm
about
about to
shit.
put. I'm
You ain't
about
talking
to
about
finish
shit.
you off right now. I'm
You
about
ain't
to finish
talking
you
about
off.
shit.
Give me
You
the
ain't talking
honor,
about shit.
KP. Give me the honor, please. So, to your point that you just highlighted about traits that Tua had, right? And I'm coming from my perspective. Folks like Little Nicky, I don't know if you align yourself with that portion of the fan base, Doc, but those things, and again, I'm coming from my
What
perspective.
up?
Go back, the receipts are there. I personally would consistently highlight those traits about Tua, right? I took into account
That's what I was just about to say to you.
what he did not have around him. All that was taken into account. And you talking about
there was honest, objective discussion that was involved in
110%.
entertaining these other options.
110%.
That was, and I would challenge you, Dr. Brown, to go back and listen to those tapes because you'll hear some of these so-called Tua haters having those objective discussions from year one, game one. But
then how
still,
was they
because
hating
of our
then? Well, why was they hating if they saw all that?
because you called it hate. It was never hate. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No,
it was
you
never
said
hate.
they was.
It's because
I
you're
don't
a Tua
know.
loyalist and can't hear people objectively declare their opinions on a quarterback. You can't
No,
hear
I
people
just had a
debate
different opinion.
objectively
I
about
had
a quarterback.
right. I
Right.
agree with you.
But then you call it
didn't call
dishonest.
him-
But then you
I didn't call
But
him
see, when you
hate.
call
I
it
just
dishonest,
disagreed.
that's where the fight starts.
No, I didn't
That's
call
where
it
the fight
dishonest.
starts.
That was Little
Not
Nicky.
you.
I didn't call
Not
it.
you.
Hey,
Exactly.
those traits you
What's his
pointed
name,
out,
Doc?
Dr. Reggie. Those
What's
traits
his
you
name,
pointed
Doc?
out.
Little Nicky. You got it
Don't you
right, Little
think?
Nicky.
Hey, don't you think that the team used that evaluation when they got him on the team in the first place?
And they
Those
were
traits that
wrong
you
just
pointed out
like
at
you.
Tua.
They were
No,
wrong
I'm
just
talking
like
about
you.
the traits that you pointed out about Tua. The team used that same evaluation to get him in the first place. So they saw something better. That's why they went after another guy.
And they were
Right. I
wrong
was the
just
first
like
one in
you.
this community to talk about that pocket presence that you pointed out, Dr. Reggie.
They
I'll say
saw the
that on
same
year
pocket
one.
presence you saw.
Do you think they would take Deshaun Watson over Tua now? How about that?
No.
And
I think
about
that's a
that?
debate that can be had.
How about that?
I think that could be a debate that can be had.
Are you?
It's obvious.
Okay,
It's obvious.
okay.
Watson. Hold on. Let me finish my statement. It's obvious Watson is damaged goods still, right? But I think his talent
Like
ceiling
Tua
is a
was.
debate.
Wow.
It's still higher than Tua.
Like Tua was,
Tua,
right?
Tua may be a better quarterback at this
But
stage,
wasn't Tua damaged
objectively
goods
speaking.
back then?
But the talent ceiling, you can have the debate over whose talent ceiling is higher. You see, that's what's missing from this community. We cannot have an honest, objective debate without somebody getting their feelings hurt. And it's this
I
Tua
got a question
group. I'm not
for
including you in
KP
that.
real quick. I
Go
got a
ahead.
question for
Because
KP
I've had
and
to try these conversations with you
Ian as well.
for 3
And
years.
Miss Fins is
For
trying
3
to
years,
talk.
I've tried to have these
I know that.
conversations with you.
I know
Miss
that. I
Fins
know
is
that,
trying to
KP.
talk.
But real quick,
Miss Fins
real
is
quick.
trying to talk.
Now, did you ever give the kid a chance despite all the bad plays he's had? Did you
I will
ever
be 100% honest
give him
with
a
you, Q.
chance?
I was a doubter. I didn't think he would make it. I thought he was too frail.
No.
I'm
Okay, and
still not a fan of his
to
arm.
Ian, because
I'm
I think.
dead honest with you. Okay, go ahead. It's for Ian. Go ahead.
Okay, that's what's up. But to Ian, hold on. To Ian, I think EM is critical to him. I don't think he ever was out on Tua, because I've heard EM say potentially Tua has what it takes, and I've heard other people say who's never had Tua's back. No, I've heard that, Reggie Brown. I've heard EM say that.
You know what, Q? You know what? That's why.
Hey, Miss Fins is trying to talk.
Okay.
No, it's Miss Pam. It's Miss Pam. Yeah. So just to say that every time we have this discussion, there's people on both sides of this that go too far. Like if you support Tua, you're a Tua-neer. If you criticize Tua, you're a Tua hater. You can do both of those things without being either one of those things. And I can't believe at this point in the season, at this point with what we've seen, that we're even talking about Tua other than like, I can't wait to see what he does the next game. Because the dude has been heads up. And all he can do, you can't look at last season or the season before, because all he can do is play the game that's in front of him right now. And I think most people are in the middle on this. They're Dolphins fans, and if he's the QB for the Miami Dolphins, then that's who we support. And
he's my QB1 right now. Period.
He's my QB1 right now as well. And
I think that's all that matters, KP. That's all that matters right now, is that you're with him now, right?
Yeah, but then you got people calling you dishonest.
But like, I think people, like you said, are in their feelings about stuff, because if you criticize him, some people can't take it. And if you support him wholeheartedly, some people can't take that. So you just need to take the edge off of all those statements and look at this team right now. Look at what Tua is doing right now. I mean, if he stays healthy, his ceiling, we haven't seen it yet. Like this kid is doing all that he can. All he can do is play the games that are in front of him, and I support him. I know y'all support him too. Like, that's our.
Can we add something to that, Miss Pam? And that's all he's ever done, which is do all he could to be better.
Yeah. And I just want to add too is the fact that, look, at the end of the day, Tua is doing well, better than expected. The doubters that he had expected. So now they're going to give him his props. Now the perfect example is before we took a snap game one, everybody, and I mean everybody, I was on Twitter Spaces, Facebook, you name it. They were nervous about the offensive line, and this offensive line allowed one sack. Now everybody's giving them their props when everybody had. You say, well, I asked because I do 2 panels. I asked everybody, "What's your biggest concern?"
100%. Say, let them know. Let them know.
10 times people were saying O-line, 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 and they only gave up 1 sack. So at the end of the day, this O-line. People aren't going saying, "Hey, apologize to the offensive line." They only
I know, right? I know.
Right. Nobody's
Little Nicky.
And the fact is that the
or you were
offensive
dishonest
line
about the O-line.
Doc, little Nicky.
The offensive line progressed all last season.
Hey, see,
Turn up,
no matter how much you try to get my attention, I don't like men, see him. Find you somebody else to fall in love with. I'm not into guys.
That's so sweet.
I don't know where that's coming from, but okay, I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm just saying that the offensive line all last season progressed. They got better and better all last season, and now we see like they took a huge step forward.
Yeah.
They played better these last 2 games, and you can't say, "Oh, well, we played a weak team." I don't want to hear that the Patriots are 0-2. I don't want to hear it because that was a good defense.
Given your point about our discussion of the O-line, was then the discussion of improving the O-line a legitimate discussion? Like talking about bringing in this guy or that guy to potentially upgrade it, not knowing that the O-line would be as good as it has been. That still doesn't delegitimize the conversations that were had about concern over the O-line. Those were legitimate conversations.
I don't disagree about that.
Well, in the same way, the conversations about Tua were legitimate as well. But now in hindsight, given his improvement, we should all be happy with where he's, through his own effort, through his own merit, raised himself to a level where he can proudly be our QB1.
But
that's on him and his hard work.
I don't disagree that there was some legitimacy in those discussions. What I do disagree with is the fact that I think a lot of people, they don't pay attention really when they watch the games, or maybe they don't understand what they're seeing. I don't know exactly which one of
There's
those
some of
two
that.
it is.
There's some of that. Yeah,
But
for sure.
I think people were just used to using the narrative that the O-line sucks, the O-line sucks. When you could see their progression, if you were watching, you could see it. And I had my questions, too. We didn't go get somebody big. We didn't draft that way. We didn't do that. Like some people thought we should have done more of that, right? But when your coach is like, we're good. And he's as invested into Tua as anybody is, but he's like, we're good. At some point you have to trust that guy.
I'm trying to think of that guy that came on platforms and said that I don't trust a guy on a platform with me over Chris Greer and Frank Smith and Mike McDaniel when it comes to the offensive line, and I was practically booed off at the building.
Well, you see, because listen, you're right to defer to the authority of the expert play, right? But then on the other side of this, you have the track record of the team over the last 20, 30 years, where you've had similar authorities tell you one thing, and then you've seen the results. So the question in whether these authorities will tell us the right thing or not is not it's not coming out of nowhere. It's not coming out of left field, right? You've had years of mediocrity that legitimate the concerns and the discussions that we've had. My thing is when you then turn around and say those conversations are dishonest or illegitimate because of the proof we see today. That is the bull crap that is infuriating.
Yeah, but again, you guys are repeating what I'm saying, but you're purposely not hearing me. You're not hearing me. And if you're taking it as
you're the one who levied the charge. I'm not insulting. KP, Big Day, I'm not insulting. What I'm suggesting to you. No, I'm not. What I'm suggesting, I'm using you. I'm using you as the example of why these discussions get in play.
So we just
one at a time, guys. One at a time. Holding both of them up were equal weight, and it was not equal weight.
Go ahead, Big Nick. I just repeat what you're going to say.
Because Big Nick was telling you something, KP.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I believe, without including all of the adversity that came along with him playing quarterback, and to compare him to Deshaun Watson at the time, and still to this day saying that evaluation was fair, to me, that's a dishonest take.
No, because I agree with Big Nick there.
Here's the thing about evaluation, bro. Y'all think the evaluation starts and stops on Sunday. They look at these players 6 days a week. And in practice, you can't.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your evaluation.
I am getting to that. So these teams see these coaches see these players 6 days a week, right? And in practice, you can't touch the quarterback. So if Tua, and I pose this, even when people would try to bring that dumbass narrative up, right? About they blamed everything on what he didn't have around him, right? I would purposely bring this up because they would highlight the O-line. And I would say, well, what's the excuse? Because we heard the multiple reports. I don't know about y'all, but I know I consistently heard through back channels about the bad practices that Tua was having, right? 2020, 2021. Well, what's the excuse, right? If it's the O-line, right? If they're not giving him time in games on Sundays, well, what's the fucking excuse to them other 5 days during the work week? If you pace the quarterback in practice, right, and he is not making the proper reads, if he's not evaluating the practice field the way he should have, what is the fucking excuse?
What makes it dishonest right now, with all the evidence and all of the information that you have 2 years later, you're not willing to say that your evaluation was skewed.
No, could it be
that Tua, again, I was consistently about this, right? I brought this up, and again, idiots like you want to, and I'm gonna say this again, right? I'm gonna be very clear. For the portion of the fan base, the idiots that credit everything, the version of Tua we're seeing now about what's around him, Tyreek Hill, O-line, etc., that is a major disservice to that man, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not Tyreek Hill throwing the ball to himself. It's not Tyreek Hill, processing the field, throwing the ball, and him running out in a pattern and catching the ball himself. No, it's the quarterback processing. And if you listen to
that's
me,
why you can't use DVP and all the other receivers.
And if you listen to me,
why
all
he
these
wasn't
other
as good in
idiots
his
like
first
Little
2
Nicky
years.
said, "Oh well, I want to see." Well, I was consistently about. I said, if Tua, my biggest step that I want to see from Tua in 2022 and 2023, I said, is how he sees the fucking field. And if you look at people that are responsible, that are really know this game, Dan Orlovsky's of the world, Kurt Warner's of the world, when they evaluated Tua, when they have full segments on Tua, right? And they're breaking it down and they're explaining to the world why we're seeing such high level play from this player. What's the one thing that they highlight? Not O-line, not fucking Tyreek Hill, not Jalen Waddle. It is how Tua is seeing the field. He's seen it better than anybody in the National Football League. And I was consistent with that narrative. So get the fuck out of here, dumbass Little Nicky. You and them idiots that follow you, bro. If you're going to sit up here and say that my evaluation was not spot on, fuck out of here.
Boy, let me tell you something. I picked the exact same lottery numbers today that came out last night. That shit real easy to do. That shit real easy to do. What I'm telling you,
was my evaluation wrong when they selected Raekwon Davis? Was my evaluation wrong when they went and dug up Nick Needham under a rock in 2019? Was my evaluation wrong when they drafted Benito Jones, right? Was my evaluation wrong then? How many fucking times have you been right on any projection that you made about this goddamn game?
All I'm saying is, by you trying to get me to admit I'm wrong, is that your backhanded way of admitting that you're wrong?
Did you call the Andrew Van Ginkel transition? Did you call the Andrew Van Ginkel transition from outside linebacker to inside linebacker? Did you do that?
I didn't interrupt you.
Did you do that? Okay.
All I'm saying, with all of the information that you have now, based on that evaluation that you had 2 years ago, you don't feel like that evaluation may have been skewed?
Absolutely not, because I was consistent on what to it.
That's why I'm gonna call it dishonest.
Because I was. Hey, Shay, did you not hear me for 2 years talk about the biggest area of growth I want to see in Tua's game? Yes. What did I say, bro?
Processing the field.
How he saw the field. Thank you. So that ain't no lottery
ticket. That has nothing to do with DVP.
That ain't no lottery ticket. That is somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about. That's what that is.
Listen,
that's somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about.
The only reason you wanted Deshaun Watson because you felt he saw the field better. Is that what you're telling us?
Listen. This discussion is devolving into who felt they were more right and who deserves to have been more right. Listen, the professionals make mistakes. The professionals hit on players all the time. Nobody's 100% right on any player, right? Even the professionals don't have 100% success rate, right? So I mean, you defer to the people.
It's
in
only
the game.
some of
You
us.
defer to the
Real quick, KP. Real quick to your point. Nobody's 100% right? Yeah. Nobody's 100% correct. It's just some of us, right, on this side of the fence that actually have a seat at that table. We tend to be a little more accurate than other people in the community, bro. That's fact. You can sit up here with all the drones you want to, bitch ass nigga. At the end of the day, motherfucker, you cannot, bro. You do not have a fucking. You can't even sit 2 football fields away from me when you talk about this fucking game of football. Fuck out of here.
It's disingenuous to go back and call somebody's objective opinion dishonest. That is what I'm highlighting as the problem in the community. Right. Yeah. The problem is when somebody turns around and then calls somebody's thing dishonest. That is the problem. And that highlights the point I was making about the 2 folks who inflamed the argument. Case closed. That's
the part that's dishonest. The Tua haters was just as loud as the Tua non. That's the part that's dishonest. It was both sides.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
and have y'all not heard me go at both sides?
You condemn disrespect
Yeah,
online, CM.
exactly.
You don't get personal, CM.
Say,
Come on, CM. You just
have
spent
y'all
all night
not heard me?
apologizing to Nene,
Have y'all
CM.
not heard me go at both sides? I mean, really,
Yeah.
Pam, you neutral, right? Have you not heard me go at both sides?
He always looking for a cheerleader, cosign.
No, that's a receipt, bro. They didn't
He
listen to
don't
me
like to
long
be
just
called
because
out,
you
dog.
haven't.
Be careful. He gonna start calling you out your name and disrespecting you and telling you
Listen.
motherfucking all that.
Oh,
Relax.
he know.
No.
He know I
Only
pull up. He
dumbass
know I
motherfuckers
pull
like
up.
you. Only idiots like you.
He
No,
know I
no.
pull up.
I can vouch. I can vouch for that.
But I thought the whole
I
show
can
was
vouch for
about
EM.
cyberbullying, CM. Don't do that, CM. You just came on and spoke so eloquently.
And Dr. Reggie,
apologizing
I'd like you to
Nene,
put some
CM.
names on it, Dr. Reggie. I'd like you to put some names on
EM
those
has kept
two
it straight
haters
down the
who
middle
are irredeemable.
on both sides.
Who
He's
were the
been on both
irredeemable?
sides.
Who,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
and that is a fact.
I
EM has
think
been on
he's
both
talking
sides.
about
He's trying
Pete.
to
I think
go
he's
down the
talking
middle.
about Pete.
All right,
You
now,
know,
I think
Dr.
Dr.
Reggie,
Reggie's talking
well,
about
aside
Pete.
from Pete,
hold
who
on.
are the
Pete,
irredeemable
hold
to a
on.
hater?
Shake's trying to
Okay,
say
I
listen.
don't
something,
think
guys.
they're
I'm gonna
irredeemable.
Because I think
I
that's
Hold
a
think
on.
now
Let
fiction.
they're
Shake
getting on the
talk, please.
bandwagon. So I don't think they're
Guys,
I think that's a
irredeemable.
fiction.
let
I
Shake
think
talk.
that's a
He's
fiction.
trying to say something. This is his
Oh, no, I got it. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. No, I'm gonna
Go
close
ahead,
this.
Shake. Sorry
Thank you,
about
Pam.
that.
Pam, much appreciated, Pam. Thank you. No, I'm gonna close this thing in 10 minutes. As much as I hate to interrupt everybody, but
Damn, Shake, it was just getting good. It was just
no.
getting good.
Yeah, Shake, there's a discussion that needs to be had because there's this idea that there are irredeemable Tua haters around, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Maybe they existed in the chat.
Hey, we got
I'd
a
like to get
17
some
game season
names
ahead of
on
us,
who
y'all.
these so-called Tua haters are with
15 games, I
receipts,
guess, left.
with the proof.
I don't think that anybody's irredeemable. They jumping on the bandwagon
Well,
left and right. So they clearly
No,
not
only you,
irredeemable.
only you, Doc. Only hoes like you, Doc. I
the
put
one
you in the
now
category with that other idiot, Little Nicky.
Now he want to act like he
With your
been
boy,
driving.
Little Nicky.
Wait a
With
minute,
your boy.
Your host is trying to tell you something.
All right, here we go.
Just
I'm
trying to
putting
tell you
people in the
something.
back
Go
now. Check this
Okay.
out. Like I said, look, at the end of the day, look, I think this, like you said, this conversation does need to be had. But look, we're in week 3. This is off-season conversation. We got the Broncos to play. Forget about this. What he could have, what could have, would have, should have. Let's. I just wanted to focus on. We'll do it Friday because I got to close this thing in 10 minutes. So let's. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to get people to get along. Who cares? All I know is, we got we got an opponent this week, man, and I think we should be focused on that, and not who when Watson should have been picked and or whose evaluation was right. Let's talk about the evaluation for this Sunday. That's all. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Down for that, man.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Well,
this
EM
game,
a drop
the
now.
Broncos are going there.
EM a drop now. He don't want to have
Yeah,
no conscious
well,
football conversation.
I've already given my evaluation. I've already been on multiple platforms expressing how I feel about how Sunday should go. So
yeah, for sure.
So I'm
No,
good.
but yeah,
They know the
all
real
right,
ones
cool.
know.
Yeah, for sure, EM. I appreciate
that
you, man,
dub.
as always.
We're gonna get the dub.
So anyway, I'm gonna wrap. Anybody want to give final thoughts before I'm out of here?
No, we good.
We good. All right.
That's a preview for the Insomnia show.
Hey, Q, salute
gonna
to you,
get the
bro.
dub.
Q was a
Hey,
real one in the
salute,
community,
homie.
bro, and I always fuck with you. You know that, Q.
I'm gonna let you guys know that we're winning on
Hey,
Sunday.
so likewise, you know that.
That's right, Crypto.
Hey, great talking to you, Q.
Turn
Hey,
up,
Hey,
Crypto.
you too,
Turn up,
Bob.
Crypto.
You know how real I kept it with you over the years, bro.
KP, Crypto,
Fins up.
Pamela.
Who said turn up?
And
Big
I ain't
money,
running
fins
from
up.
no take I ever took on
I'm
tour or
gonna see
anybody
y'all
else.
on Papa Paul's space. So if you want to talk about some
Listen,
other parts of football, Papa Paul has just started his space and
Yeah.
he's got a great space. And Shake is,
Right.
he's ready to close up shop right now.
So all right, guys. Fins up, everybody.
No, I want in,
Good
guys.
night.
Fins up.
I want in.
Fins up,
good
everybody.
night.
Hey, if you want,
Fins
hey
up,
Lewis, if
fins
you
up.
want, you can run the show.
No,
And you can
I'm
close it
just
off.
playing. I'm just playing. Shay. I'm
Okay.
just playing. I'm just
Y'all-
playing.
Come on, Lewis. Hey, Lewis, what the hell, man?
Keep it
Ready
going.
to dive into a new role of online